I'm a Santa Anita wallet.
In the shadow of
Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
Heads up, big fella. Got it. Watch this. Yeah! That's how we do it.
I couldn't get our song to play, Frank. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
You had one job.
I know. It malfunctioned. We're gonna have to change that like and subscribe video because it wasn't you that put this little video together. It was me earlier this week.
DTL Crew. Hey, what are you doing? Whoa, my robe, my crowd.
I lost it. I blanked last weekend. I can't call myself the all-turf king anymore.
You did. Well, that's two things. One, it wouldn't be a Double Trouble live show without some kind of media asset screw up on our part. We need someone working the decks. We need like a proper DJ, like DJ Horse Player, to come in and work the decks for us and zhuzh it up a little bit. But anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back. It is Friday. Double Trouble Live, DTL Crew representing. We're going to try and ride some of the momentum we had from last week when we hit the late double on Sunday a bunch of times. I know Kieran says he's no longer the king of the all-turf, but I don't think he's been dethroned just yet because even though he hasn't hit, I haven't hit either. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's up for grabs, I would say.
That's a really sad comparison, though, having to stoop down to well, Frank didn't hit either. Oh, gee, thanks a lot.
You know what? All that, and I did this for you.
Heads up, big fella. Got it. Watch this. Yeah! That's how we do it.
Now, if only I could dunk like that. Usually my knee gets out, and I miss I can pull a video up. I'm like one of those guys. I jump up and then miss it by 3 feet.
I set my ego aside because originally I was the one who wanted to dunk, but then I didn't think anybody would believe that for a second. So the reason I did that is because yesterday was the annual Jockey versus Holy Angels high school team for charity for the PGGF fund. I went to that event once, and it was an absolute blast watching the jockeys play high school basketball players. A lot of fun. So I thought I would make a little video of us and say, hey, we got winners, man. Let's go.
I mean, I'm looking a little red because I got sunburn. I mean, it's like 90 degrees here in San Diego. I mean, everyone, I think I saw snow in Florida on the beach or something, or was that AI generated? I mean,
I don't know, but all I know is that San Diego's probably going to get an influx of more people moving here because it's a Farmers Open at Torrey Pines. So a lot of people are in town for the golf tournament, and they're going to go, it's 80 degrees, there's not a cloud in the sky, I'm overlooking the Pacific Ocean, and I get to play golf on one of the greatest courses in America. Why am I living in Dayton, Ohio?
Yeah.
No offense to Dayton, Ohio.
I went a couple of years ago. It is a fantastic experience, especially if you get to go into the suites in the last hole. It's really cool. It's definitely something you got to do once.
Yeah, that's the suites. That's the Kieran and Terry and Shannon style. Frank, he's got to do greenskeeping in the morning just to get on the course. So anyway, let's talk about green. Let's go. All turf, man. Let's do it.
Let's get going.
You want to keep your crown? Let's go.
I thought this was a sequence where you could be okay getting out with singles, but my tickets are actually a little bit on the high end. They started off when I first did it, Frank, really tight tickets. And then as I started adding, I started looking, I was like, it looks chalky. And every time I say it looks chalky, there could be some chaos. And then I started adding horses, and then my tickets got a little higher than I wanted. But I said to myself, I'm okay with that today because I think if you can take down a favorite in one of the legs or two, you could make some money today.
Well, why don't you put up your picks so we can see exactly what you're doing? Because I actually didn't sneak peek today. I'm coming in hot, man. I'm coming in hot. David, thank you for joining us.
So, it went pretty tight, with some of my singles. The one here,
Biggie.
and then, some spreadage, if you know what I mean, into the next leg. So I essentially went 1, 5, 3, 7 as my picks in this race, Frank.
Okay.
And then I really thought the 8 with Ricky in the next leg was a really solid contender, but I also thought the next leg could be one where we could see chaos as well. So that's why I kind of have some spread tickets there as well. And then, we got Trusty Rusty in the last leg that did pretty well for me at Del Mar. But again, it's another leg where the possibility for chaos is also there as well. So, we'll probably look at it more. I mean, my pick 3 is kind of caveman-y. If you look at that, we'll get to that later. So, I mean, I have some convictions, but I also have some spread as well. So that's
I totally get it. And it's funny because we're using a lot of the same horses, but unlike you, I couldn't really separate a lot of them, which is why Frank has a very rare caveman ticket up there. Usually I'll go, 2 by 1 by 2 with my A's and like do what you did and hit it for a couple of times. But clearly you're strong about the 1 and the 8 in the first 2 legs. And I'm not, even though if you look, we list them in order of preference for those who are just joining the show. So the 1 is my top pick, Biggie, Biggie, Biggie. But I'm not as strong about that horse as you are. And then in the next leg, I have the 8, who is your key horse in that first pick 3 you have up there as my second choice. And then the 6, 8 in the last. So I'm caveman-y. We'll see if it works out. I don't usually like to do it that way, but you have to play the sequence based on your opinion. And I don't have any strong standout opinions to plant a flag. Obviously, you do. So,
I planted a flag on a couple of the tickets on Biggie, 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 just because how do you not plant a flag with, O'Neill and Harrer? But on paper, the other races were kind of abysmal. So I see why you'd be okay not planting a flag with that horse. But these guys are just so on fire. And then my notes here, I like this one last out when Aruso or Arsuso rode. I kind of used it. I liked it a lot. And it was one of those things where I said, I wish there was a different jockey on it. So here comes the horse again with a different jockey. Note pops up. And then it's the jockey I really want when it's O'Neill. I thought it was alive. I thought this is a big change. They add Lasix and they're dropping to a level and it's not up for the claim bait. Well, you know what I mean? They're all in here for 50K and we've talked about it a lot of times. Who's going to fire away 50K here? There's only a couple of trainers. And I think all these guys kind of figure that too. So even though it's up for a tag, it's not really as how I looked at it.
You know how, ladies and gentlemen, Kieran, the short tell that Kieran's never played golf with the jockey is when he uses the jockey's last name and butchers it. It's Ayuso, but if you had played golf with him, it would be AA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, AA was on this horse last time. Yeah, I was hanging out with AA.
Yeah.
Anyway, I see all the same things you do with Biggie, Biggie, Biggie. I do think Biggie, Biggie, Biggie is the most likely winner. But, O'Neill enters that other one in there, number 3, Classico, who you also have on your backup ticket. And I've used as well. That horse could be the speed of the speed. You got your boy KK riding. And talk about a guy who's riding lights out.
My mistake on the musical jockey chairs cost me all my bets, all turf, the pick 3 on Sunday. So I was like, I'm not going to get burned, again on that. So I'm using both horses, especially when he's got his 2 top guys riding. So I was like, I got to throw it in on one of those tickets.
I think that's very wise and a very smart thing to do. One horse that I am using, who you are not, is number 6, Dream Rider. Not much to back on form. I'll be perfectly, candid about that. But 2 sprint races, now adding Lasix, dropping in class, and stretching out turf for the first time. For Neil Drysdale, a Hall of Fame trainer who used to make a meal out of doing this. First turf, you know what I mean? Like I said, there's really not much to recommend on paper. This is more of a feel play and a value play because unlike all of the other horses, we kind of know what they're capable of doing, right? They have form to go on. This horse is a complete unknown commodity. This horse could absolutely love the turf and run exceptionally well, or he could run another stinker. So, but at the price, let's look at the tote and see what we're dealing with here. Oh, bet in half, 6-1. I would say that horse is live. What do you think?
I did look at it. I ended up going with the 7 instead, just because I know it's first time turf. I was like, top last race speed, they're on turf for the first time, and the trainer is over everything on it. But but the dam does have pedigree, and on some of these things, when I'm looking at prices, I'm like, yeah, well, they probably looked at it and went, well, you know what? The horse is bred for grass as well. Why not take a shot here? I mean, a nice sharp work, and as a backup play, I thought, why not? And the other one I used as well was It's Time with did I use? I'm looking at the next race, I think.
Wrong race, yeah. No, we covered all the horses that we're talking about here. The thing about Trailblaze, Optics Notes also has a turf question mark suggestion. So the notes taker there thinks this horse might move up on turf, and you seem to think the pedigree lends itself to that as well. I don't know. Just the trainer for everything, and I don't know how much I believe that last race Beyer speed figure on dirt. So I decided not to use that horse. Could come back and bite me in the butt, but we will see. Let's look at the tote and the odds and the will pays and all that fun stuff. Biggie is only 2-1 right now. Let me look at the will pays and see who's.
Yeah, will pays dominant favorite, $18. The next closest is $5. Kigman. We didn't really talk about that. I thought that one was a solid second favorite, going into this race. And
I agree.
It's actually gone favorite. But my notes on this one, Papa Drama horse, blinkers on, drops in class. But then my note was, well, Rispoli couldn't win on the horse. But I don't mind this jockey change because this is one of these jockeys, this young UK jockey, kind of like Demoro. I think, he's getting his feet under himself out here, and he's won. This could be the kind of horse that starts him on his winning streak, if you know what I mean.
Well, here's our man Jay jumping in. Thanks for joining us, Jay. Always good to hear from you and to see your selections. He is with the 3-5 as well. That's O'Neill, the other O'Neill, and the 5 Kigman that Kieran was just talking about, who was my second choice in the race. And then in the next leg, he's 5-6, and then 4-6-3, and then he's coming back. And he's got, he's playing it the way it should be played based on his opinion. So in this leg, he needs to get the 5, the 1, or the 7. 1, 5, 7. Those are his key horses to get out of this race. And we talked about all of them. So what that means, Karen, is probably number 4, Curly's Agenda, is going to win. The only horse we didn't talk about.
Yeah, but looking at the will pays on the pick 3, Frank, 1 is 32. 5 is 48, and the double 1 is 18, the 5 is 25. And look, I was going to say the 1's going to go favorite, and we're seeing that now. The money's coming. And I thought the morning line, I think this is a better morning line than the 3-2 they gave. So I think it'll probably end up staying like this, 9-5, and 5 being 2-1.
Yeah, Optics has the imputed odds at about 8-5. Second choice is Keegman, the 5 horse, at 5-2, and then the 3 Classico actually 7-1. Everybody else is double digits based on the imputed odds. My sneaky horse, the 6, 15-1 on the imputed double odds. But I mean, the tote action we saw, the horse opened up, taking money, and was 6-1, is now on the drift at 7-1. I think that horse has some sneak to it. How about in the pick 3? Let's see what's going on there.
I will say on Race Lens, Frank, they've got the number 1 at 48%. So that's a very strong.
That's very strong.
It's not always correct, as we've shown on this show, but I like seeing it 40% over.
That's pretty heavy, man. That's a strong endorsement.
Yeah.
That is a very strong endorsement. But, it all makes sense. And, I'll probably feel really stupid when the 1 wins, at 7-5, and I used 3 other horses in the same race as him. But I didn't feel like he was that much of a standout. You know what I mean? Like,
well, let's have a look. Did you look at the next race, race 5? Because race 5 has a dominant chalk, the number 2. So let me look and see what the will pays are out of this race into the number 2.
Yeah, the problem.
The 1 into the 2 is paying $7. And the 5 into the 2 is paying $10, Frank. That's a pretty big. Like the one is a really strong favorite. I think we're actually at 2-1. If it went off at 2-1, I think you're getting better value not a whole lot better, but you are getting a little better value.
Yeah, $7 to $10. I mean, based on that going forward, it's like people seem perfectly fine getting out of this leg with the 1 and the 5, because the next choice would be the 3. 3 to the 2 is 32, and that's a pretty significant jump from the 1 and the 5. Who do you like? I mean, I think I know the answer because it's based on your ticket, but you obviously like the 1 more than the 5, right? Because you have more action going through the 1.
Yeah, but then I came back with a little bit more action on the 5, but I also have the 1 in there, and then I spread a little bit, my top 3 choices in the next leg, and then my top 2 in the last, and then this bottom ticket, I'm kind of throwing some long shots out here. The first ticket, actually, I threw in my $9 ticket. I've got, who I think the chalk is in here, who the chalk is in the last, and or in the second, and the chalk in the third. But what I changed on my chalk ticket today is I also threw my long shot in from the last race on my chalk ticket, just to see. So it's a little different than what I usually do. Usually that 8 I would have had on a separate ticket for $3, but I thought, let me take a shot and see if I can get chalk bomb.
Well, we have 5 minutes to post, so why don't we just talk briefly about those 2 legs for people who are putting their tickets together and might want a little bit of our advice. I am in the next leg, so that would be race 6, 187. No, is that right? 186. Sorry, 186. And my sneaky one is the 6.
I didn't even use. Did I use the 6? No, I didn't use the 6. My sneaky one is not really sneaky. I went 8, 9, 5, and I mean Candy Bar may very well blow me out of this pick, and I might have to do a backup when we get to that race. But
you're using Baltus?
I'm using Baltus over.
I'm shocked because you're like, I am not touching him until he proves me wrong.
But
I'm very surprised.
But I did say he gave a phone call to JJ on their 23%, and it's the first time JJ's gotten the phone call. And then
okay, fair enough. That's a good point.
And then I put Baltus's do a win after what I said.
No, hey, look, what we said, he's not going to go, 1 for 900. You know what I mean?
I ended up putting that one over Candy Bar because Bays is just ice cold. Right? I mean, on paper that one looks fantastic, but I thought, he was riding really well, and now he's gone ice cold again. And I just thought, it's all going to depend on I found reasons not to use. So we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't bite me.
Yeah. Let's take your picks down because I'm looking at the mobile, and they can't even see us on the mobile. I want people to know that we do actually exist. So, yeah, one thing is, you mentioned Hess. I feel like he's kind of the key to the day because he's got a couple of very, very live horses. You mentioned Trusty Rusty. He's got this horse in this race who I think has a huge shot. And then let's talk real quickly about the last race. I just like 2 horses. That's it, the 6 and the 8.
And I really liked – I ended up going 6, 4, 8. So I liked Field of Magic, Kimura for a small stable. They add blinkers on. Raced 9 days ago. I like the cutback. But then I like the A2 Tiago on a long shot, for another small stable. I just thought everything went through that. I mean, I know Rusty is 0 for 6 here, but they're dropping off a win on dirt, and they won on turf at Del Mar. And it looked like another one of those things we've talked about, Frank, where they're milking the conditions on the different surfaces.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what a cool horse, like a total professional, right? 24 in the money finishes out of 43 starts. $200,000 earner. What a cool horse.
Yeah, if you don't own race horses, you hear us say it on the show a lot. Paycheck horses. They don't come along a whole lot. They, those horses pay for themselves, and the other ones that you buy that don't do so well.
Yeah, I know. They're called race horses for a reason. These horses race and pick up checks and do what they're supposed to do, and they love their job. Dan H., thanks for joining us. Fast Horses today. Thanks for joining us again. Still waiting for you to give us at least one pick, man. We'll go to your site and promote you, but you got to give us one pick. Yes, Jay, we did see that Ted Noffey is off the Derby Trail. Speaking of just a very brief announcement, tomorrow, Santa Anita Sister Track, Gulfstream Park. has the Holy Bull, which is, traditionally an important, one of the first steps on the Derby Trail. And Kieran and I thought it would be fun because we are two guys who get asked months in advance who we like in the Derby. And we both have the same answer. Ask me the day before, after
Correct.
all our handicapping is done, after the field is drawn, and we know what's going on, whose jockeys are riding what, who's working this, and blah, blah, blah. But we decided to get out of our comfort zone, and we're going to start doing short little videos covering the Derby Trail, starting tomorrow with the Holy Bull. It's double trouble on the Derby Trail. Maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Come up with a name. We'll put the video out tonight, but I mean, I get asked all the time, and you'll look around social media, and everyone will be like, when they get to the Derby, yeah, I had a futures bet on that horse, and I'm just thinking, if I have to read that one more time, because you know what you do? All these guys probably just bet on every horse, so they say they had the winner on a futures bet.
Yeah. I know one guy who, a very, very smart guy.
Sometimes the pays are great. I mean,
he had a system where he did what you did. He would sniff out horses early and just buy them up, and then just start hedging his bets as he got closer. That was his whole MO, and he did really, really well with it. But you have to be dedicated to do that. Most people just do it for a flyer and for the fun of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not how my brain works. I live relentlessly in the present day. I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow, let alone know who the Derby winner is.
Too much changes day to day and week to week. I might like a horse that I handicapped today for Sunday, and Sunday comes and I'm like,
they're off.
That horse with a 10-foot pole,
All right, sorry guys, they're off. We'll be back right after this race. Good luck. Biggie.
Oh, Frank, you just cost everyone their money on the bingo card that you were going to talk while it was muted still.
Well, we got 3 races to go, man.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. Is he hanging out with Rispoli? That was too far back.
What the heck was that? It's a million miles back.
That was the best horse in the field.
Six other horses.
That was the best horse in the field by far, and that was
Well, I did say I don't think Jaramillo really knows how to ride this turf course just yet.
Yeah, that was a sure sign of that right there. That was the best horse by far in that field, and that was gave the horse.
Classico set the table for him, but you can't be a million miles back when the rails are out 30 feet on a speed favoring turf course. That was crazy.
Well,
but that's good. That's good for me. I don't know. I think you have that horse, don't you?
Yeah, I've got it, but it's my smallest ticket. I'm alive to 8, 9, and then Trusty Rusty in the last leg. But I can always come back and play around with the double, you know what I mean, on the pick 3. So at least I'm out of this first leg.
Yeah, well, that's to your point. I know we talk about it every show, Kieran, but I don't think we can reiterate it enough. And for people who are joining us for the first time, we play these bets connected. So why don't you explain that just briefly?
And it's
About
actually
the way you structure your ticket is because you know what's coming later in the day and you have options.
Yeah, I mean, because we've got overlap today because there's only 8 races. So this all turf is the next leg is in the pick 3. So I can, if I'd gotten out, I could have adjusted, but I'm alive now, but I don't have as much coverage. So I can play around. And we talk about handcuffing the bets.
Right.
Use all 3 together. The pick 3, you can hammer it a little bit more and, and have kind of some long shot stuff. And then you can come back with the late double. If you're alive and you don't like the payouts, you can press more. If you're alive and you like the payouts and you feel like hedging on horses you were debating putting in, you can do that as well. And we get to see all the will pays, especially when we get to the double. Just all together,
Yep.
all 3 of the bets.
I'm sorry, I was just writing down what we're both alive to just so I can recap real quick. So I have the 186 with the 6-8 going forward. And let me just put Kieran's up.
I've got the
He's
8,
alive
9.
on that ticket right here, 3-7. So he's alive with the 8, 9, and 6. Hey, we could still both hit this, man. If it comes 8-6, we both have it.
Correct. And we got a pretty decent price here on the, to start the sequence off with 1 and 5 both going down.
Yeah, I mean, no excuse for the 5, really, right? I mean, it looked like it was getting a perfect trip and was right there, had dead aim on Classico, and then just never kicked on. Be very interesting to see if any one of those trainers who do claim for 50 dipped their toe in and took one of these. I'm going to say no. I don't know. There was no one here that I would have recommended.
Who knows? I mean, Sadler's usually the only one who does that. And we've not actually – I don't think we've seen a lot of those horses claimed of late in these 50K claimers.
No, we haven't seen much of that yet.
I could be wrong, and someone could go say, yeah, there was one, but not like we were seeing down at Del Mar where they were getting claimed left and right. Even some horses – I know I think it was this past summer, Billy had a horse in there, for Little Red Feather, and I think they had it in for 75K, and they thought they were sneaking one past the goalie, and Sadler swooped in and grabbed it, So
that was I don't know. You're probably thinking of another horse, but a couple of years ago, 100,000 Kitty Katana. They ran Kitty Katana for 100,000, and Sadler. I think it was Sadler who took it.
Yeah, it was Sadler. That's the one I was thinking about. I thought it was just
for 100 grand. And I mean, I don't think she won. I mean, she never won. She was always fired and picked up checks. But I think Sadler probably thought he could win a stakes race with her. I don't think that ever panned out. But anyway, if Larry Dannemiller's watching, he could tell us because he had a piece of Kitty Katana. She was a cool horse, just didn't work out. Mike Whalen, love the show. Well, we love that you join us. Thank you. Thanks, Pete. They're off. We were too busy talking. How about Scott Shapiro back in the house? Good afternoon, all. Good morning, Frank. Oh, that's a little cheeky dig there. I'll have you know, Scott, that I was actually up at noon today getting ready for the races. So I've been up for a few hours now.
Okay, don't say good morning to me or good afternoon. That's fine. I'm going to come up with a video now.
I was going to say, you're going to have to get me coming out of my coffin. Good morning, everyone. It's Count Francula.
Hey, Frank.
Thanks for joining us, Scott. Really appreciate it.
In this leg, Frank, the double is actually paying $25 into a 1-9, which is shockingly high, even with a 4-1.
Say that again, Kieran, because I'm
sorry. So the will pay for the double, with the into this leg is paying $35 for $2. And we've got a 1-9, and it looked like a legit single in this leg. I'm just saying that the pay is pretty decent.
Right. Well, yeah, because I think the other ones were probably deflated because, like we said, when we looked, most of the action was going. I mean, almost all the action was going through the 1 and the 5. But then we looked at the 3 to the 2. It was like $32, and now you're saying it's what, 25?
35. So that's why I'm thinking.
It went up.
I'm thinking that holds promise for even with a kind of a low price on the first leg, where this all turf could pay decent. Like, even if it chalks out, it'll play a lot better, I think, than it should have.
Scott wants to know if you live normal hours, whatever that. I don't know what that means. If waking up at the butt crack of dawn is normal, I don't want to be normal.
Yeah, Frank is. I'm waking up at 5 o'clock, and Frank is still working, and then Frank starts calling me at 8 when I go to bed. So.
But you know what? That's why we work so well. Opposites. That's why we have such great chemistry. I hear LD is going to chime in. Memories are really good. Kitty Katonic. Oh, claim for 80K.
I was close though, pretty close.
Yeah, no, I said 100. You said 75. You were closer than I was. But yeah, that's right, Larry. I remember that. Yeah, she was a nice horse, but she never got over that hump, right? She'd show up, she'd run good races, but could never take that next step. Last seen at Charlestown, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's risky when you take those high price horses. What is the story behind the Gold Phoenix saddle cloth? Oh, I don't know if Scott knows your involvement.
That was the very first horse I bought a piece of, Scott. I should have stuck with it, but yeah, my very first horse, Gold Phoenix, not a bad horse to jump into.
Karen thought they were all going to be like that.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, I did. I got spoiled.
I kept telling you have no idea how lucky you are. Just ride it, man. Ride it.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a couple of saddle towels. You got all the trophies, right, from all the big wins. And which is the one you have on display back there? You bring it out here. Show Scott.
This is
we got time. We're not playing this race.
This is the latest one. I think it's this year. Del Mar Handicap number 4. We're going to go for number 5 in a row. It's going to be the Gold Phoenix Del Mar Handicap. And then this is the cool one. Santa Anita's ones are cool. This was the John Henry. Not too shabby. Water for Crystal.
Like nice
they do a good job on that.
By the way, these trophies are not free. You do have to pay for them.
You have to pay for them, yeah.
Nothing comes free in this game.
Nothing. But speaking of Gold Phoenix, Frank, he's 8 years old now. He's racing He's racing or training better than he did when he was 5 and 6. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'll never forget. Remember early on when you kept telling me about like watch the horses work. He never gets tired. It's like he never ran a race or his work. He's just. I mean, they don't make him like that anymore. I mean, he is just a warrior. Shows no signs of slowing down. You showed me that clip from his first comeback work, which normally they were probably expecting to give him like 3, 4, 5 months off or something. He was like back a month later after the Breeders' Cup, gobbling up the ground in the morning. Like it's just
last week they kind of messed up the workout. Gold Phoenix was supposed to be 3 lengths behind the other horse, and the other horse, Gold was supposed to be behind. The other horse went in front, and Gold went, and smoked them. Gone.
Yeah, I mean, what a cool horse. To win the Del Mar Handicap 4 years in a row.
I mean, that is just Frank.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's circled on Phil's calendar. And then also, not only that, but the horse won a Grade 1 going a mile, which is not even close to his best distance.
And that was that's the only race I've missed was that one. Because he was supposed to race at the Kentucky, on the Old Forest or the undercard that day, and they decided not to race him there.
But you went anyway, right?
Yeah, Kimura hopped on and won it for us.
All week long I said, Kieran, don't get your hopes up. It's a prep. He doesn't want a mile. This is a prep for going longer next time. No, Frank, he's doing great. I'm telling you, he's doing great. I'm like, you're out of your mind, dude. He's not a mile horse. This is a prep race. All he does is go out and win. I think it was like 4-1 or something. It was a great price too.
No, he was better than that. I think he ended up, I can't remember the exact odds, but we were at the Kentucky Derby in the suite, and everyone was, they'd all lost their money, and the rain was starting to roll in. And I was like, well, if you guys want to hang out for another 5 minutes, my horses, I think he went off at 10-1, Frank. I was like, this horse will get you all your money back. And sure enough, everyone was like, save the day.
They must have really been drunk if they just listened to you like that. What do we got to lose? We already lost all our money. Let's listen to this idiot.
If I'm at one of those events, it's only because there's an open bar. That's it. I'm not paying the drinks.
Scotty has another question here. Are you part of some Little Red Feather horses, Kieran, or just this one? I'll let you answer.
One point I was up to like 10 or 11 of them. I think I'm down to 2 now. So we've sold a couple of them. I'm down to this one and Arrakis.
Arrakis.
Hopefully coming back this weekend. Some foot issues.
Yeah, and Arrakis has potential. I mean, he's had some issues here and there, but when Phil got him right for that little brief period of time, he ran some monster races. He absolutely has potential, and you know Phil's going to do right by him. So when he brings that horse back, I would absolutely look out. It's called, the horse's name is Arrakis, or Arrakis.
Yes. I'm not going to say anything. He already gave me
That's
crap.
an inside joke.
But I mean,
LD has a comment. Go ahead.
Like I said on those shows, I mean, part of the reason why I got into the ownership side after so many years is I heard so many good things about, you know, Billy and Little Red Feather. But I also wanted to learn the other side of the game. And I think it's helped tremendously in my handicapping. I mean, just in the contest world, since I got in, you know, I started going on that nice little run in the contests, you know, in the NHC, all because of, you know, seeing the other side of the equation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I first asked you that on Best Bets a couple of years ago, and I thought it was very enlightening because you said it kind of taught you to like read between the lines, right? You see the horses' PPs, obviously, but what about the spaces between them? You know, is this the target race? You know, what's trainer intent? Is the trainer bringing the horse back ready to roll? Is the horse need a start? Like you started to get into the head and the mind of a trainer, which I think is extremely valuable because one of the guys I do the best with, and I have no idea why, I've never trained a horse in my life. I'm not a massive trainer stats guy, but for some reason, me and Mark Glatt are like this. I seem to know exactly what he's thinking and exactly when his horses are going to run well. So that dude has made me a lot of money over the years just because I think the same way when I see his horses on paper. Believe me, there are plenty of trainers where I absolutely don't, but he's one of the guys that I do.
And just some of the trends too, like when we go to Del Mar, how we've talked about on the show, a lot of people would discount horses working out at Los Al. Yeah. And I gave them, you know, I was like, no, I mean, Phil works horses out there for a reason to bring them down there.
Turf horses.
Turf horses, yes.
Yeah. You see dirt horses coming from Los Al, they typically need a start. For some reason, the dirt horses don't get fit enough on the Los Al surface, but turf horses seem to relish it.
Yes, and it sets them up great for big races down at Del Mar. And that was just something I learned because I was like, why are we breezing Arrakis at Los Al? Why is he not down here at Del Mar? And then I saw the reason.
Now I wonder, Kieran, because I wonder if that will become less of a trend because they now have that synthetic course. So now instead of working out at Los Al, maybe they train the turf courses on the synthetic. So that's just something to keep an eye on.
They had that option this summer, and they kept to the path. They got, you know, decent-sized barn down there. I don't see them moving that anytime soon.
All right. Well, LD, watch the LRF not with a fox running Sunday, and not this time. Lots of expectations. Phil says she might need a start. All right. Thanks for the info, Larry. We'll keep an eye. Look at this. You're getting inside info right here on Double Trouble Live.
So,
all right, Kieran. David wants to know.
Let's see who Aloha is playing, or like who they're betting into the next leg.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. David wants us to talk about this race.
Well, we just want a little time to go through it because usually this is about when we'll start seeing the action.
Yeah, Morgan's block for Warren. I'm going to defer to Kieran here because I did not handicap this race. I only like to use this race to inform my opinions going forward and also from the previous race, linking them all together. But I know Kieran never met a race he didn't like, so I'll let Kieran tell us his opinion.
I thought it was a free box, Aloha, nothing else. I just thought it was the most dominant, which means I just costed a win because we've seen the last two dominant on paper favorites go down in flames. But I thought this one just looked super good. I thought 1-9, 1-5 is a great price. I think it should, quotation marks, should smoke them.
Yeah, it looks like 3-5 on the imputed odds. Well, more to David's question, Kieran, you give any count to the one horse? Looks like second choice in the doubles.
I mean, the Sormo's riding for Hess, and that's always a potent tandem.
Let's look at the will pays. Let's see how strong of a favorite the 2 is.
2 is $35. Next closest is the 5, paying $82. And then the 1 at 93. Yeah, those are. Let's look at the pick 3, Frank. Maybe we'll get a better idea. The pick 3, the 2 is $46. The 5 is $109. The 1 is $112. So not much separating them on that. But I mean, look at the morning line and whatnot. If you were to ask me to pick someone else, I would usually always defer to a DeSormo and Hess horse. It's just one of my biases.
All right. Well, why don't we look and see what is going forward? Because it looks like from race 5 into race 6, which starts the late pick 3,
Number
the
1.
2 in this leg to the 1 in the next is $6.60.
Yikes.
Yikes is right. That's the Hess horse number 1, Candy Bar. I said Hess was loaded for bear today. He could be the key to the whole low takeout sequence here. Because he also has
I actually thought the 8 would end up being favored in that next leg, Frank. And that's paying $18, and the 9's paying $19. And then we take a jump up to the 5. Who's the 5 in the next leg is Tam's Little Angel, DeMoro for Palma. Second off the break, 33%, 1-2 is 6, and Palma wins with horses like Tam's Little Angel, usually, Frank. You know, they're usually a price, big ROI.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that horse would have some distance limitations.
I thought 8 in the next leg, Frank, Shin Jedi, you know, the Ricky for Powell horse. I just thought Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought they got caught on the line last out, and I don't think, because they went blistering fast. I don't think Ricky's going to let that happen again. So I gave it a big upgrade. And I think they're placed to get claimed, because I absolutely see this horse getting claimed out of the race. So I think they've placed it. So if they get claimed, they're going to get some, get the win money as well.
Why do you think that? The horse ran for 25 twice before and no one took him.
Yeah. Maybe
why now all of a sudden? I don't know. No, I'm not challenging you. I'm
just thinking we're starting to get into this time of the year where the racing will be really good at Santa Anita. We kind of got through our rain issues.
Right. Okay. Yeah. A lot of turf options coming up. Right.
A lot of stuff's going to start opening up going forward.
Yeah. There might be a starter condition in the book that this horse fits. I could see like Steve Knapp taking that horse.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of that actually.
Yeah, that's like a Steve Knapp type of horse for sure. And then I'll probably run him down the hill or something, do something different. So yeah, in that leg, I'm alive in my all turf to the 1, the 8, and the 6. But in the start of since we have 10 minutes, why don't we put up our start of the late pick 3 plays so people know how we're playing those bets? Because like we say, Kieran, they're interconnected, right? Because in my all turf, I am just using the 186. However, in the start of my late pick 3, I do have a backup ticket using the 7, 5, and 9. So again, like you use these bets together.
Correct.
To try and get to the last leg alive.
Yeah.
You want to be alive on your all turf, your late pick 3, and your late double, and then you have plenty of options.
Like on my pick 3 ticket, Frank, I'm spending $126, but I might have to come back and do a saver pick 3 bet just using the 1. I might do 1, 1, 6. I don't know. We'll see when we get to the next leg. But the 1 is my danger because the 1's going to knock me out of my all turf. And
right, your all turf.
If the 1 wins the next leg, I'm out of both. I'll be out of my all turf and I'll be out of my pick 3. So I'm probably going to have to spend $3 to $12 more in the next leg. And again, I said at the top of the show, I thought today, even if it kind of chalked out, I was okay spending a little bit more money because I thought it would pay a little better. And I think the doubles out of that first leg showed that. Even this double into this leg is paying better than I thought it would.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's two heavy prices went down in the previous leg. But so what Kieran is talking about is what we like to call pivoting. Tell us about pivoting, Kieran.
Pivoting is we do come in with our set ideas and our plans, and you see us throw it up there on the board. But then Frank may say, I like this flying three-legged horse because it has a stat like this, and I heard something from someone, and then I might have looked at it, but then I had a reason not to look at it, and then I'll go, you know what? Looking at the will pays and whatnot, it actually makes sense now. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I usually handicap a couple of times. Like I'll do it a couple of days earlier, Frank, and then come back the morning of the day and look at it again. And a lot of times, like I put my picks out yesterday for today, came in this morning, looked again, and modified it. So, I mean, it just, you sleep on it, you look a little different, you're in a better mood,
Yeah, market signals. I mean, information from the DTL crew. I remember that one show, you and I wanted no part of there was a 9 horse. We didn't have, neither one of us had that horse on the tickets. And then Nick Sievers was looking at the will pays, and somebody was like, this horse is taking sneaky money. And we looked and we're like, you know what? Nick is absolutely right. And we started, I don't know if it was the start of a double or the start of the pick 3, but we ended up using that horse. We pivoted. We made a ticket with that 9. The 9 ended up winning, and we ended up hitting the bets that day, all because of information we share together.
Look at your double you hit on Sunday, Frank, because you were looking at that and you were like, it's getting a little bit more sneaky money. And we had talked ourselves off because of the jockeys jumping ship. But you were like, well, no, there's money coming in. And the pick 3 showed it. The double showed it. And what we like to do is get a little bit of confirmation. The pick 3 is where the earlier money goes in. And then you look at the will pays and go, okay, the pick 3 is paying this. Did they change what they were thinking when they did the double in the last leg? Did they have more information, or do they trust it? So it's just a little bit more information to use. Of course, you can also get overloaded in info.
Yes, you can.
So you kind of have to do it in.
So, let me just call out. So in the start of the late pick 3 in the next leg, I am using the 186759, and Kieran, I can put yours up like this. He's starting off the late pick 3 with the 895, and he's considering maybe coming back and doing another ticket with the 1. Because if the 1 is taking the money that we expect the 1 to take, the 1 is live, and that would bust Kieran on his all-turf and the start of the late pick 3. So that's the other thing, Kieran. You don't have to be a hero, right? Like, you take the information. If you look at it and say, you know what, I think the 1 isn't great value, I'm okay if the 1 beats me, then that's fine too. Or you might say, you know what, I think this 1 is the most likely winner now. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to single the 1, and then to my A's in the next 2 legs. You have more information to go on. I mean, I do think the 1 is very logical. But it'll be very interesting to see how Hess's big favorite does here.
Yeah,
he's loaded for bear today.
Yeah, I just thought that Ricky horse, for Powell just looked so good, and lost by a neck, 2 back, caught on the line last out. Ricky's still there. I thought it was just set up perfectly, but I also liked, crazy enough to say, the jockey change on the 9 with JJ hopping on for Baltus. And then, Tam's Little Angel with Hector Palma and DeMoral, stretching out. So, I mean, there was lots of different ways you could go. That's why, Candy Bar, if there was any other jockey on that horse, Frank, I would have had it on a ticket. And that's what kind of had me back off because, I mean, I know he's been loyal. I mean, Bays has been on this horse, Candy Bar, the last 5 races. If I'd seen Kent get on the mount, I would have definitely used the 1, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize. I'm looking at the stats now. Yeah, I mean, I love Tyler. I always root for him, but 1 for 42. That's a tough pill to swallow on a 5-2 5-2 morning line favorite. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. That being said, he does good work for Hess.
And he
did good work over the last year, but oof, that's tough. That's a tough stat.
Hess has 2 horses, and he's got the 2 in there as well. Chai.
Yeah, I didn't come up with that one. Did you have anything on that?
I did not come up with that one either.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was going to be a pace horse, and I thought that horse and Tam's Little Angel were going to kind of take the starch out of each other. 2 horses that I am using that I don't think you have or even mentioned number 6, Big Mama Sue, and number 7, Catarini. Anything on those?
I did look at them because that's a jockey I've said before, from the UK that I think we need to watch. But the speed numbers were just, I couldn't. And what was the other one? That was the 6, Big Mama Sue. What was the other one you liked?
Yeah, just real quick. I thought Big Mama Sue was going to get a great pace setup. She's long in the tooth. She's 8 years old. But there was a time where her come-home times in races like this were way above par. So I thought if she could turn back the clock and get the right pace setup, she could absolutely have a say in the outcome, because I do think that previous race was definitely just a prep off a long layoff. And then number 7, Catarini. I know Miller's ice cold, but I thought this horse had a very, very sneaky look.
I had it on my –
Oh, you do?
If I'd gotten out of the first leg, I would have had it on a ticket. I mean, I know, Miller's 4% on dirt, but they put blinkers on, not without a chance, but it was down low on the totem pole for me.
Yeah, not typically a Miller horse I like to play. I think
especially after Harris ride in that first leg on turf. So.
No, that's true too. Of all the things Miller does really well, one of the things he doesn't do well is turf routes. He's not very good at turf routes. But I don't know. I just thought this horse was sneaky. Just real quick, this horse has form at this level. Actually, ran competitively against N3L starter horses. Was a wave claim last time at Del Mar, which means the horse just needed one. Now comes back, stretches out, adds the blinkers, puts up the hot riding Jaramillo, even though I don't think he knows how to ride this turf course optimally just yet. Probably more for underneath, but I thought that horse had a little bit of a look. So it's not as simple as going through the 1 in this race. This is a pretty competitive race.
I actually just looked at race 5 on Race Lens, Frank, and they only have the 2 Aloha, even at 1 to 5, and we thought dominant, as a 39%. They had the number 1 at 31. I know someone had asked us about that Hess the Sormo horse. So
yeah, also Dracula
Race Lens gives it a big shot and says the odds should be 2 to 1. Just for those of you looking for a reason to bet, and he is 6 to 1. I mean, if you like a horse in the next leg, like the 6 into, let's have a look, see, 6 or the 1 into the 1, Frank, $43. A lot more tempting than the, or 1 into 1 is 43. Not too shabby.
And what is the 1 into the favorite?
That's the favorite in the next leg is which one? 1, right?
1.
Yeah. 1 into 1 is $44 right now.
Oh, that's really good.
1 into the 9 is 46. 1 into the 5 is 48, and 1 into the 8 is 55. Yeah, my
what I meant to
my 8 to be a chalk is not getting money.
What I meant to ask you is the favorite in this leg to the 1 in the next. What's that paying?
The favorite in this leg has gone up. It was $5 a couple of minutes ago. It's now $7.
Okay, so you're looking at $7 compared to 40 something if you give the 1 a shot. So yeah, David is the one who asked us about the 1, so he put that on the map. And then my kindred spirit here, Count Dracula, race 5, Santa Anita. He likes the 1, win and place. And there you go. So the 1 is a viable option here.
Yes, very. Looking at it.
Because the 2 is just, I mean, like I said, I didn't really do this race, but looking at the condition, $10,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime for fillies and mares, 2 to 5?
Yeah.
2 to 5? That's a little crazy. These are not exactly reliable horses. They are running at this level for a reason. Yeah, that's nuts.
I'm just going to do a $5 double. 1 into the 8. Just so I have some cheering interest in this race.
Well, why don't you do it to the 1 also? Because then if the 1, then you don't have to play the 1 in your pick 3 if you don't want.
All right. Well, 2 to the 1 is only paying, what, $7? Oh, no, 43.
No, I thought you were doing 1-1.
I'm going to do, I'll do 1-1. All right, so I'll do the 1 to the 1 and the 2 to the 1.
No, don't do the 2 to the 1. That's $7.
Oh, no, yeah.
The 2 to your price horse.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Correct.
I think that makes sense. What is that paying? The 2 to the the 8 and 9?
2 to 8 is actually not too shabby. 2 to 8 was that's dropped a lot. $18.
That's Shinjadai.
Yeah.
Is that your top pick in the race, right?
Yeah, that's my top pick. I thought it would go favor. That's why I'm kind of worried about, how low they're paying. 2 to the 9 is paying 13. The Baltus horse is taking more money than the Ricky horse.
Yeah. You know what? That kind of tells me to just stay away, but you do whatever you want. They're loading.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away.
I like your idea of using the 1 in the pick 3 if the market signals are correct.
Correct, yes. And we'll get a view in about 10 minutes.
All right, let me hide this. We're going to go mute. Good luck, everybody. Serious business starts in the next race. Well, got the job done. Well, so you saved money. Look at that. I get you even alive to your Shinjadai.
I'm winning.
Better than losing money.
A bet not made is money still in the pocket.
There you go. Brooklyn John, thanks for joining us. The A train. What are you going to Aqueduct? Rockaway Beach on that A train there. Let's get some winners. Actually, no, you're going to Brooklyn, so I should know better. Noel, thank you for joining us. Hello, David. Yep, was the free space like Kieran said. But gosh, hard to trust horses like that. All right.
They either just absolutely dominate like we saw, or you can tell into the turn that, yeah, I just wasted my free space. It's one or the other.
So, Kieran, we're going to start the late pick 3 pretty soon. You want to see if you can get the music ready? We can start the show again for people who are joining us just for the late pick 3.
Oh, I didn't play. Let me start to play and see if that works.
Yeah, see if you can get that cooking.
Oh, you know what? For some
New
reason,
one. That's a different one.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Hey,
going
Double
on.
Trouble Live.
Yeah,
Double Trouble Live. Double Trouble Live.
I gotta go find it. They kind of said it was full or something, but it's the same. I'll look for it right now. Give me like.
Oh yeah, I had to delete some videos and images last night.
You deleted it.
No, I only deleted videos. I didn't delete any music. I don't even know where the music is.
It's down under sounds.
Yeah, no, I just deleted some of the cartoon videos that I made. That was it. There were like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah.
I'm gonna scroll. I'll find it somewhere.
All right, I'll go through the comments. Someone wants to know who came fourth. It looks like 2561. Race 5. 2, 5, 6. Two, 5, 6, 1 on the comments. So let me just post that. Those were the winners. It said our mics aren't muted. Can you guys not hear us? That's weird. Can you hear us?
I'm not muted, so I don't know what's up.
Yeah, we're not muted. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think we were just being quiet because Kieran was trying to find our theme song, and I was trying to type out the order of finish for someone who asked.
All right, I found the song, Frank.
All right, hold on. Let's start the show proper. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Go ahead. Let's go.
Cats can and low. We spill the tea, we spill the wine. Have the stories of yours and half of mine. We laugh and cry, we overshare too long. Podcast now every now. Just double the crutch. Double trouble live. With twice the mess. Double trouble live. No stress, just yes. We got hot takes, bad breaks, and zero two. Double trouble live. Coming at you for the thrill. Oh yeah, Double Trouble Live.
Oh man, keep it going.
We gotta get to work. We don't want them rioting. They already took my crown, Frank. Who knows what they'll do next?
All right, fair enough. Let me get us all set up here. Refresh some screens. Let me just roll through the comments real quick here on. All right, people can hear us. That's great. Join. Don't worry about it. You're here now. Don't worry about joining late. We're just starting to get real serious with the start of the late pick 3.
Just like
Okay.
change the. It can't just be King Charles.
All right. Let's go to our pick 3s. I'm gonna put mine up first, Kieran. There you go.
The barn money flooded in on 8, Frank. 8 to 5. $5,600 flowed in on the win with $800 to place and $500 to show. So the early money hammered the 8 that I was saying I thought should be the favorite.
And that is barn money. You are absolutely right. Well, let's look at the will pays.
Will pays on the double for the 1 with Candy Bar is $8.20.
Oh,
Crept up a little. It was paying $7, so you get a little bit more. But on the next highest is the 9, the Baltus horse. And then my 8 is paying $20. And then we go to the 5 paying $29, $6.51. But let's look at the pick 3 and see where the – oh, here you go, Frank. Pick 3, $147.90. The 9 got some play at $53.90, and then my number 8 at $66.90. And then it goes to the number 5 at $92. So, I mean, the double and the pick 3 money is saying it is 9, 1, 9 and 1 kind of flip-flopping, and then 8.
yeah, I'm surprised the 9 is as heavily bet in the multis as she is. Wow, that's very, very interesting. Because the 1, like you said, yeah, I mean, even though it's the favorite in the double and the pick 3, it's not substantially favored over the 9.
And I
Very,
mean,
very interesting.
JJ, when he hops on for Baltus, you know, I'm even just, excuse me, looking at the numbers now, it's kind of shocking. We talked about it. 29 races the last month, Frank. 1 win, Baltus. You just don't see that too often.
With JJ or in general?
No, that's just Baltus in general.
Yeah.
With JJ, they've had 13 races. They've won 23% of them. So he made that, he made the call. Save me, JJ.
Right, get me off the schneid, man.
I need a streak buster. Get me winning again.
That's funny. That's very, very funny. All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, I have the 186 in my all turf, and I'm fine with that because I also have those horses to start my late pick 3, and I have a backup ticket with the 7, 5, and 9. So I feel like I'm covered. Am I missing anyone?
Well, there's 9 horses and you got 6 of them. Why don't you just do a ticket with the other 3 and do your all button?
Well, that would be a caveman style ticket like you do. I'm being targeted here. I'm using my A's and my B's strategically. I was able to do that in here because I think it's all about the 6 and the 8 in the last. So I really like the way I structured these tickets today. Doesn't mean I'm going to hit, but I really like the way I did it.
But in the last leg, Frank, I mean, I did use the 6, but I thought the 4, the Kimura horse was interesting. But, we didn't talk about the next leg, race 7, did we? I suppose we should yap about that one, the second leg.
Well, yeah, we talked about all the turf races. But now that we're starting the late pick 3, we should absolutely talk about the middle leg.
I thought, it was another one where I thought the chalk looked really good. Good golly, tis Molly. Barrios, Lasix ran second in the debut. Bullet work. But there's one that really interested me, Frank, and we're going to have to, in a few minutes, look at the tote board and see what it is. It's the O'Neill horse, the number 6, Tate Bays, but he put Smith on. Ran second in the debut, and my notes were, why Smith? They put blinkers on, and my thought was, they gave the call to Smith. Maybe they actually think this horse is something special, stakes quality, you know what I mean? And Mike Smith's getting the early heads up on it. So that was my interesting one in the next leg, race 7. Did you have Tate Bays?
Yeah, that is my A along with the 3. My A's in that race are 3, 6, and then my backups are the 5 and the 1. The 5, the 1 horse is a half sister to the Chosen Vron. Only one of the best Calbreds,
Correct.
Calbred sprinters in a long time. So she's meant to be a really good one. I did read an interview that Cruel Jack did for the Racing Form saying that the rail draw and 5.5 furlongs is not really optimal for her. She's kind of a big, long striding filly. And if you see, she got off slow from the gate in her debut and had to kind of make up ground. So I was worried about that. That's why if she were drawn in a 6-hole, she would be an 8 for me. But because of the price I expect her to be and that bad post and the fact that she probably won 6.5 or 7 furlongs, I made her a backup. But I really think the 6 looks like a phenomenal. 9-2. I definitely get 9-2, dude.
I thought the 9-2. I even made it on my write up. On the Santa Anita website. This was my long shot, even though my value play because it was 9-2. But even as I wrote it, I was like, this morning line seems really. I'm looking at the Optics imputed odds, and they have the 6 favored at 3-1, the 1 at 7-2, and then the 3 at 7-1, and the 5, the first time starter, at 6-1. So yeah, I think the 6 is definitely going to go favored in there. A 9-2 is a pipe dream, I guess. Crazier things have happened. We're 17. Let me see if there's. Let's see who the 8 is paying into who the 8. We figured it's going to be 8-1. Let's see who 8-1 are paying the lowest into the next race. So the lowest current double, Frank, is into the 1 in the next leg, paying $29. Who's the 1? Oh, okay.
1. That's the Chosen Brawn horse.
Yeah. So 1 into 1 is paying $29. 8 into 1 is paying $46. 9 into 1 is paying $31. And then it starts getting.
But the favorite combo is the 9-6.
The favorite combo right here now is 9-6 at $16. Correct.
Yeah. But that's funny because some of the combos, the 1 is favored over the 6.
Yeah, this is like we said. This seemed like it was going to be a sequence, all of them, that I think will pay surprisingly more than people think. Everyone looks at it and goes, it's only 8 races. You don't have a lot of full fields, but they're kind of challenging fields,
Yeah, I didn't think the chalks were the morning line favorites were standouts at all. That that's why I kind of did a caveman ticket in the all turf, because I couldn't really separate a lot of the horses. And, I got lucky in the first leg that it just so happened that the third choice came in at 4-1, which is a great start. And we're both alive.
Yeah, that's a fantastic start to that one.
Yeah, the 8 in this race would be best for both of us. You also have the 9 in your all turf, and I have the 1 and 6. But I'm also starting my late pick 3 with the horses. The 3 other horses I think can beat me. So that's how I played it. I know we still have a lot of time, and you probably want to look for more market signals, but based on the action the 1 is getting, your inclination might be right to just stay away from that horse.
Yeah, I might. And if I'm wrong, all my tickets are going to go down in flames, but I've got the double.
I was going to say that's why there's the late double.
I've got tape bays, that I can hammer a little bit more, because when you look at my tickets, I actually gave the upper hand to good golly Tis Molly. I did a $40 double, the 1 into Trusty Rusty in the last, and then the 6 I kind of hedged a little, going 6 with 6-4.
Wait, hold on. I want to put up your double play because this is good.
I might play around with my doubles after this leg. You know what I mean?
Can we put those up? Because unlike you actually have a game plan about your doubles based on your pick 3s. I usually reserve my double play until we're in the moment, only because I really need to see how I'm standing going into that.
You got to hide your thing, Frank. It's covering the double.
Hold on. I'm only one person. I only have 2 hands.
So, I originally thought good golly, that's why it's my bigger double in with Trusty Rusty, and then I kind of hedged a little bit more with the 6, kind of looking for value with 6-4. Then I've got the 1 with some spreadage, and then I got the 5, with 6-4. But depending on what the will pays are, I might totally change the setup of all these doubles. It also depends if I get knocked out of this leg too. I might end up making the 6 my $40 double, if that makes sense, Frank. We'll look at what the will pays are and where I stand.
Right.
But I kind of got a roadmap, but I think today might be a time where usually I don't pivot much. I do an extra bet. This might be one where I totally ditch my bet and start from scratch. We'll see, though.
Yeah, you don't pivot nearly as much as I do because, especially on days when you have some strong convictions where you want to build tickets around. And you know what? That's actually been a good strategy for you because we've talked about, hey, Kieran, are you gonna do anything here? And you're like, you know what? I'm not. And then it ends up working out. So you've been actually very spot on and intuitive about when to pivot and when not to pivot. I usually just end up pivoting because I'm knocked out of the first leg.
I will say my inclination now is probably not to use the 1 because based on what the doubles and pick 3s are paying, it's really ice cold on the board. And the 5 is actually getting the first time starter is getting more action than this 1, even though the 1 is paying so low on all the other ones. So this is an interesting race, Frank. Looking at the will pays on the doubles and the pick 3s into here than what we're actually seeing on the win money that's coming in. Now, I will say, I thought the 8 should be favorite, so that's giving me a little bit more comfort in my choice not to use the 1. So right now I'm inclined not to use the 1. We shall see.
Yeah,
at least one of us will have it and be alive on the bet,
I think you're going to have to wait until there's the 2-minute cutoff. We'll see if the computer money comes in on that horse or not, because right now the way that horse is being bet, that's not a good sign.
No.
Not a good sign at all, in my opinion.
And it might be also Aloha ran really well in the last race, but his 1 really kind of stunk up the house. Morgan's Bluff with Kent on it.
Let's see.
Ended up 4.
But he had the winner, though, right?
I know he had the winner, but maybe everyone was thinking, yeah, the 1 looks pretty live. And some of us looked at it, too, and it was not live at all in a really poor race.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that against him. That wasn't, he won with the 1 that was supposed to win.
But this JJ horse is the one that's taking all the money. 9,000 to win, 3,000 to place, 1,400 to show. We're still 11 minutes out, but the 9, and the 9 did take money on the doubles because 1 was paying $820 9 was paying 13, and on the pick 3, 1 is paying 47, 9 is paying 53. So if I was to take something from that, the big money had eyes on 9 all the way through. Like, so this money coming in on the 9 does not surprise me based on what we've seen on the pays for the double and the pick 3. So
yeah, the one's coming in a little bit now, but I think the main takeaway from what we've seen in the early wagering is that the 8 and the 9 are hell alive. Let's go to Dan's ticket. Thank you for putting this up, Dan. Anybody else who wants to share their plays, let us know. Jay, if you're still alive in the all turf, I don't remember who you had in that first leg. Let us know who to root for here and what your plays are going forward. So Dan is all about the 1-5-8. And I do believe I have them all. You don't have the 1, but you have the 5 and the 8.
yes.
Okay. So we're pretty similar here. Kieran's taking a stand against the 1, but that may change. He still has time. He may
5
change
minutes
his
to
mind.
go. If I do a saver bet, Frank, it might be a really tight one where I just go with the 1 in this leg, candy bar, the Smith horse and O'Neill horse number 6 in the next leg, and 6-8 in the last.
Yeah, I think you should probably do that. Because
I could even go 6-8-4 single, and it only costs me $9.
That's $18. Oh, single. Oh, I thought you were gonna. No, you got to use 2 horses in that next leg, right? Didn't you like 2 of them? Or you use single Tate Bays?
I looked. Good golly, Miss Molly. Yeah, hang on. I'll price it out right now. So if I do pick 3.
Well, you do single by 2 by 3. That's 3, 6. That's $18.
Pick 3. 1 with 1 6 with 4 6 8. $18. Yes.
Dan is also using the 2 and 6 in here. Does the 2 scare you at all? That's the other Hess horse. I thought it was going to be part of the Pace Brigade.
I don't know. I feel more comfortable after I in this race. I'll race.
Yeah, to start off the pick 3 here.
I did.
21-1.
I don't know. I thought Frey has been riding really, really well and couldn't do anything with this horse, but he might have hopped on and said, throw blinkers on, which is why they have the blinkers on, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Dan, good for you. If this horse wins, you're going to start your pick 3 off with a massive price. How about this? Intrigued by the 5 in the second leg. Yeah, I think that's the Antonio Garcia first-time starter. I have that horse on some of my backup tickets.
As do I.
Yeah, JJ riding, and there is definitely breeding there. I have some stats because I actually did the write-up. Let me just real quick, for those who are interested in, that is a first-time starter, the pedigree. She was bred by Redham, but she's not owned by her, which I thought that was a little interesting because the dam has already produced 2 first-out winners, but by different sires.
Which horse is that, Frank?
The 5, another 0 in the next leg. I think you have that horse on some of your tickets.
Yeah. Now, something I've learned, too, it was bred by Redham, but they don't own it. But, being around, I've seen some of those before where maybe they've got a micro ownership through some of the other guys. You never know.
Maybe he's just throwing Antonio Garcia a bone. He does a lot of work for him,
Correct.
You could be part owner of this horse. I'll be a silent partner or whatever.
Yep.
But no, I did think it was interesting because there's a Nyquist and there's a Pavel who were bred to this dam, and they both had winners. And then there was another one, I forget who the sire was, who didn't win, that Redham didn't own. Redham won the 2 who won, and he doesn't own this one and the one who lost. So I just thought that was a little weird. But, come on, JJ showing up on a first-time starter for a barn that doesn't really win that often first out.
And look at the workouts. They had a gate drill, like a bullet gate drill,
Yeah,
and then before that they had a 5 furlong bullet drill, a 5 furlong bullet drill. And like you said, 3 starters, 3 winners, including a stakes winner. I know Garcia's stats are pretty poor, but it's not without. I mean, as we said, JJ shows up, and the trainer owns a piece, and it's one of those things. JJ, I own a piece of this horse. Get on.
Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, I think the reason Garcia's stats aren't the greatest with the first-time starters is because, typically Redham's A team goes to O'Neill, and Garcia's kind of got the B team. So I think
Correct.
he does pretty good job with the B team. We'll see if he got thrown a bone, and this should have been on the A team, but Redham's rewarding him for good service over the years. Very interesting. How about this leg again here? Yeah, Big Mama Sue, I think is very interesting. I think the race sets up really, really well for her. I mean, I know she's 8 years old and she has to turn back the clock a little bit, but if she can come home as fast as she did in some of her races last year and get the right pace, I think she could absolutely win. She's one of my A horses. Kieran, you liked her last time, and I told you she had no shot sprinting. No shot sprinting. And this is a much better spot for her, but you don't like her today.
I don't, but maybe I throw one in just for...
Is the booze kicking in?
It is. It's happy hour Friday. There's no one home. I'm trying to polish off this bottle of whiskey so I can start a new one.
He's getting loosey-goosey with his wagers. What are you drinking? What's your whiskey?
I'm finishing off Horse Soldier, our luck, the one that was bringing me luck. I brought it back out again. So I think we got it on our travels. I
thought for sure you were going to drown your sorrows after Sunday and finish the whole bottle.
No. The liver said, take a break.
So, yeah, just real quick, because we were talking about that middle leg, Kieran. If my last ticket there, the last one I'm showing, 186 in this leg, which are my A's, and then you'll see I have a B. 5 and 1 are my B's in the next leg, covered to my A. So if my A's come in, I'm looking really pretty because I'm alive in the all-turf, and I'm starting the late pick 3 with A's and B's in the next leg. So I'll have some really good coverage. The only thing is I'm married to the 6 and the 8 in the last leg. So
that's not a bad. I mean, I like both of them too, and I'm married to them as well on my double. So I do not envy like on Sunday. I liked your pick that you had as well. So you could be in a worse situation than that. I think you're looking pretty good.
Well, because you have the 4 in the last leg, and that's a horse I want to look at in the market. There was another horse in there in the last leg that I was interested in, just from a double play. I didn't want to use them on my pick 3, right? Because I wanted to stick with my A horses, Trusty, Rusty, and Druidic. But the other horses I would consider, Kieran, for Field of Magic. That was one of your horses, right?
Correct.
And then maybe number 2, So I'm Told, just because Berrios is riding.
I was alive to some tickets on Sunday, and I swung, and there was some huge pace, so I was okay with how it worked. I'm looking right now, Frank. I loaded that bet up earlier, but I might end up throwing in your Big Mama Sue on that. When I was just going to do Candy Bar, I might throw in.
Dan likes her too. Dan likes her too. So
I'm looking at it. I already spent 126 today, and if I add Mama Sue in, it's going to cost me 36. So that's going to be 162. I do like to keep it 150 and under, but I will say I did think today was worth spending. I think worst case scenario, if it chalks out, I'll get paid, especially if I hit something on this leg. So.
I want to put your pivot bet up. So it's a $3 late pick 3, 1-6.
1-6.
With
1-6.
With
4, 6, 8. I really should toss the 4 to make it a little bit cheaper, but I just feel like when I toss KK right now, it burns me, so I just can't.
So let me make sure I got this right. That's $54, right? 1-6, 1-6, 4,
36.
6, oh yeah, 12. Sorry. This is the part of the show where Frank shows his inability at math. 36. That's why I have a calculator.
The 8's starting to took some serious money there at the end. The 1, I think I'm tossing my money away using it, but I'm going to use it anyway.
Yeah, the 1 didn't get hit. The 1 didn't get hit like a computer play.
The 8 is the one that saw the jump, Frank. The 8 got a big jump, and the 8 is 24,000 to win, 3,600 for place, almost 8 times. I actually really like that.
Yeah, but look at that compared to the 9. They're betting the 9 way more to place than they are the 8.
Yep.
And they're almost the same in the win pool. So the confidence level on the 8 is much stronger to win than it is on the 9, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Never really looked at that, Kieran. That's a really cool.
I like what I'm seeing, and I like that when I came into the sequence today, I thought 8 would be the favorite and not the 1, and I like seeing that at least I was right on that. Almost right. We'll see what it goes off, but as of looking right now, it looks like I was correct.
I think you're fine because I can't imagine the computers are shut off now, so you're not going to see a flood of money. It just ticked down to 3-1. I think that's probably all you're going to get.
Yeah, I think Ricky just needs to ration a little bit. You know what I mean? Not just go guns out.
But it's funny that it seems like the sophisticated players really like the 9's chances of winning on paper, but because Baltus is so cold, they're also betting the horse to place.
Yeah. It's exactly what it
right?
is. Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Yes. Yeah. I love this. That is such great info. It's fascinating. All right, they're in the gate. I'm going to mute us. Good luck, everybody. Let's hope the 8 wins, Kieran. We'll both be alive on everything.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go. The 8 would have been so much better.
The 8 was just the wide trip. It looked great going into the turn, but that wide just does help.
No, you can't win that way. You absolutely cannot win that way.
The 1 fired a big shot, just not enough. Great ride by JJ, huh?
Oh yeah, you got Baltus off the schneid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out of my all turf, but we're both alive in the pick 3 to start, which is good. Let me hide this banner. Hold on.
Well, I'm alive in the all turf, Frank, to 6 now in the last leg.
Yes, you are. That's correct.
And then what was your sneaky one in here? The 6 in the last race, right?
I'm 6'8".
No, in this current race, who was your sneaky one in here? You liked which one?
In the race that just went on?
Big Mama Sue, right?
My A's were 186.
Where was the 6? Did it finish?
I don't know. Does it matter?
Yes, it does.
You're going to make fun of me for picking a 9-1 shot?
Because this is what I had right
here. Hey,
look,
Frank's horse is catching an Uber. This is the funniest thing I've seen all day. Hey, to the races!
You're just dying to use that, aren't you? I think a 9-1. I thought Shinjidai got 3rd, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe the 6 was coming late. We'll have to see. The 9 looked like she was shot out of a cannon.
Your screen looks frozen on my end. Anyone else see that? Or is it just on my end?
Everyone
no,
looks
there
good
you
to me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Did you see the video I showed?
I did, yes. Very funny. All right, Jay's late pick 3 was 15689. All right, nice job. You're with the 9. LD went all. How about that? He is alive. Dan H played my top horses 3-8 in the last, also for minimum. Okay. Stephen D also used the 9. Nice job. Everybody's alive. I love it. Where did the 5 come? The 5 was not in the top 4. Off the board, so not sure.
It's fighting Frank 6 for the Uber ride right now. I ordered it first.
Dan H. Yuck really didn't like the 9. Yeah, I used the 9 as a B just because on paper I thought the horse was terrific, but, you know.
The other Hess for a second, that 2, Chai, looked like it might have really upset everything.
Yeah, Chai has his horses. I mean, the one fired, don't get me wrong. The one absolutely fired, ran second, but not good enough for Baltus today, who called on Hernandez to save the bacon.
Yep. Save me.
Save me. Get me a win. All right, so that's good. So Kieran's alive in the all-turf. We're both alive in the late pick 3, along with a lot of other people. Now we can figure out what we want to do in the double if we want to pivot. Let me just put up the results.
The thing is, at least my caveman ticket is the one that's alive in my pick 3, so I'm okay with that, Frank. It's the one that had the best coverage. Like, I got good coverage in this next leg and very good coverage in the last leg.
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to find. I want to put yours up just so we have an idea of what we both need. So in the all-turf, you're alive to the 6, right? We've already determined that.
Yep.
And then in the late pick 3,
I've got 156 in this leg.
And then 6482.
Yep.
Okay. So
all right. Well, let's look and see who got the sneaky money in the oh. The 6, all the early money came in on the. Oh my goodness, Frank! The 6, early money, $9,200 onto the 6, $1,800 to place, and $1,000 to show. It's 8-5. And on the double, Frank, the favorite on the double is the 6 at $30, and the 1 is second choice at $31.60.
Okay. Well, that's close. 30 and 31.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about that. We thought the morning line was crazy. We could hope, but on the pick 3, the 1 is the favorite at $22.80. The 6 is second choice at $24.40, and then it jumps up to the 5 at $33, and then it starts. The betting on the pick 3 says it's between 1, 6, 5, and the betting on the double says it's between 6, 1, 5, and then it just starts getting exponentially higher.
Yeah, I think it's based on that, it looks like it's a 3-horse race, but no, the 4-horse race, because the 3 has a shot too. Goji. Actually, in fact, that's who I have. I'm alive to the 6 and 3 here. You're alive to the 156. I'm alive to the 6-3. So the only horse we have the same is the 6. So, and I don't think you mapped out the 3 on your double either, did you?
I had it as a horse, but I didn't on my double. I did not use. I just essentially on my doubles was all about the 156. I did. I mean, my notes: Edwin for Papa are 29% on Lasix, but I think I have a stat here: 0 for 18. Let's see what the 0 for 18 was on Goji. Let's see which one it is.
Yeah, while you're doing that, LD said the one horse.
First time Lasix for Papa, Frank, is actually kind of shocking. 0 for 18, and ROI negative 100%. So it's not an angle, believe it or not, that he does well on. Surprisingly, he does well on everything else, and he's winning everything under the sun. But up in class and then adding Lasix is not a winning angle for him.
Well, not up in class, same class.
Oh, I show him up in class.
The 3?
Yeah.
Debuted at Calbred maiden special weight for fillies and mares.
And this is a maiden
Same exact
special.
conditioning.
And yeah, this is a maiden special. Maybe that's why they said, I don't know.
No, so the debut race was a maiden special. Same exact condition.
I don't know. I'm just
It's
reading.
out of the same race as the 1.
I'm reading the Equibase, and Equibase says it. Let me look over at Brisnet, see if they're saying the same.
So the 1, do they have the 1 up in class?
Yeah, they do, yes.
That's
They've got
very
the 1
bizarre.
up in class. They've got the 3, the 4, the 6, all up in class.
Yeah, well, that's clearly wrong because it's the same exact condition. Maybe because they were 2-year-olds then. Maybe that's why. Now they're 3-year-olds. But they're all. It's an age restricted race, so that's a weird. I don't know. That's very weird.
And then, second career race, 8% for a huge negative ROI. Maiden special weights is one of his worst categories. It's actually shocking looking at how bad some of the categories. But I mean, he is on fire as well right now. You can't discount him, but it's probably why I ended up going, yeah, I like others better.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And then this race has been raced not a whole lot
Get
of
on
times.
board, I'll tell you that.
14 times this race has been run. 12 of them have been won by horses 5 to 1 or less.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. This is probably
a race that's very, very formful.
Formful, yeah, very formful.
The ones who are supposed to win actually do well in this race historically.
Yeah, I mean the money. I mean, there's no money on the 3, which is shocking to me because the 3 was 7-2 in that debut race against the 1, and didn't finish third, 2 lengths behind the 1. But the 3 was on the rail, now getting off the rail. I mean, they're just like. They're not betting that horse at all, which is very, very surprising to me. But that's a bad sign because when Georgie P's live, his horses take money.
Now, since we got the flurry of early money, Frank, on the 6, the 1 is the one that's taken all the money afterwards.
Okay.
So all the early money came out on the 6. The money since then has been coming in on the 1. I mean, I know we got a lot of time, 18 minutes. And looking at it's early on the probables for the double. The 1 into the 6 in the next leg, who we all think is going to be the favorite, is $38. The 6 into the 6 is 39.
6 into the 6.
And I don't see any other sneaky money. Like just looking at the double money, Frank.
Yeah.
They say this race. This current leg is all about the 1 and 6, and the next leg is all about the 6. There's like no sneaky money coming in anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like huge pace. I mean, I know it's early, but just scrolling around there, nothing really jumps out. Like one of the other lowest ones I see going down is like the 8. The 1-8 is 142. The 6-8 is 126. So, I mean, interesting. I mean, it is early. Keep in mind.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not that surprised because right, the 6 is 6-5 on the morning line or something. But you're right. I mean, it's like no one else is even taking like a little bit of money more than expected.
Correct.
Yeah, it seems like it was a 1-horse race just based on that. I want to go back to the tote here. I kind of feel like the 5, if the 5 was really live and ready to run at first asking, that horse would have taken some early money and hasn't. We'll see how it shakes out. But, a first-time starter, that's where you usually see the barn money come in, right, if they think the horse is live.
Yep.
So it'll be very interesting to see how the betting shakes out on the 5.
I've got Will Pace for the all-turf, Frank, if you're interested.
Sure.
Will Pace to the all-turf. The favorite is the 6, paying $220.
And that's what you have, right?
Correct. The
One time.
second choice is the 4, Feel the Magic, at 387.
Okay.
Then the 2, So I'm Told, is paying 587. Then it goes up to the 3, Mongolian Apple, at 677.
Oh, okay.
The 9, Please Focus, is paying 705. Then the 8 is paying 749. And then the 1 Sweeps the Pool, or sweeps a big chunk of it, paying 11,000. And the 5 is paying 6,600. And the 7 is paying 49.53.
Let's talk about Mongolian Apple for a second, because Dan H., I believe, mentioned that horse earlier and asked our opinion. I didn't have time to put that up, but we can talk about that horse now. Is this going to be that rare Paula Capestro horse who you don't use and wins? Does he use other ones?
I do have that horse on one of my backup doubles. I've got 5 with 483, and I have Bays is riding, but he's riding for Paula. I said top power and blinkers on, and then my note is, when you don't bet Paula, she blows up your tickets. So I do have a backup ticket with the 1, but I might pivot and do. Let's see what the right now. So the 6 into the, what numbers, Paula, in the next 3 is 195.
Yeah.
That's a really healthy pay that I will definitely probably be doing, just because I'm all about 1 and 6 in here.
Well, we have 14 minutes to post, Kieran. I'm still processing what or if I want to do in my late double play. I think we should talk about the community ticket. What do you think? Before we do that, though, let me read this. Hey guys, can you explain how you get the will pays on the All-Star Pick 3? Can you answer that, because I've been drinking a lot of caffeine and I have to excuse myself for like 2 minutes.
So whenever you go to your ADW and you're doing the All-Turf Pick 3, you've got to go to the menu of races. Like, it would say like Del Mar, Santa Anita, and then it will say Santa Anita All-Turf Pick 3. So go back to that page where you did the bet and click on that bet, and then scroll and look for will pays, and that's where you'll see it. So it won't show up on your normal betting right now. You got to go to that screen, and it's the same on all the ADWs. You just go to that screen. I'm going to log on to ExpressBet now and see if which ADW you're using. I can follow around the same way. Oh, an ExpressBet. All right, I'm logging in right now, and I'll see where I can find that. But usually, wherever you did that bet, you go to that spot and you click on that bet. So I'm scrolling down on the left side of ExpressBet, and you'll see down there it says Santa Anita Turf Pick 3. So you'll click on the race, and that's where you went to do the bet. Then you're going to scroll down. Let's see where I can see it here. Will pays. Midway down on the odds board, you're going to see will pay. You're going to click on that, and that's where it's going to show you. So let me see if I can screen share that. Hang on. Let me screen share it so you'll see it right now. Share screen, ExpressBet. So right here. So you're going to scroll down, click on where it says Santa Anita Pick 3, scroll down to the page. You're going to see this thing here, and then you click on will pay. Simple as that. What probably throws a lot of people off, Frank, is they're looking at the current wagering race pad where, like the Coast to Coast and the All-Turf and all these bets, you have to go to the spot where you did the bet. Like it's its own separate entity.
Correct. You have to find it separate. That tutorial was brought to you by Kieran Thornton. We do not get paid by ExpressBet to teach people how to use their platform.
But they have a fantastic tool that hopefully we won't have to use in the next leg, but we get to see what the trifectas pay. It's the only site that does that, so that's why we're giving them a big shout out for that.
Yeah, I'm joking because we
I know.
we both use ExpressBet and absolutely love it. Tyler is a big supporter of ours.
Oh, yeah, great.
And
The
Scott
leader in
Shapiro now,
contests.
he's with ExpressBet too.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was going to say ExpressBet, fantastic contest if you don't play it, especially for these, the Southern California tracks. I always do some contests there. I actually forgot to put my picks in today. I'm mad at myself.
Yeah, they're the OGs. I mean, they were pushing contests way before, it was in vogue.
Johnny come latelys who are complaining about I saw an interesting tweet yesterday where Ryan at the Gallop Out was saying, the weather, as we talked about, fantastic weather. And those who shall not be named for an ADW that are pimping contests with 20 people in them daily, they're the contest leaders too. We're talking about, well, what about all the rain days? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. You got frozen ice, Actually, I read somewhere today, I think Tampa, and someone was making fun of it. Tampa had a family day this weekend on Sunday. They had to cancel it due to the temperatures because it's only 60.
Oh, geez. Wow. That's very funny. All right, Kieran, let's get serious. We need doubles. All
right.
Again, let's approach it not as a saver, like a real bet that we're doing to win.
Yes.
We absolutely need the 6. That's our top bet.
100% we need the 6. I think if you were going to put a long shot in here, Frank, you're going to be arguing for the 3, correct? Am I correct on that, Assus?
Yeah, I don't know, though. I don't like to let the tote board influence my decisions, but the fact that horse is bet so badly really puts me off the horse. I almost feel like we should just single the 6.
We should actually go with I think we should do a bigger one with the 6, but I will say, looking at the will pays on the double and the pick 3, Frank, the 5 is the third choice, another 0, and we're getting 10-1 here. So I think we should use the 5. That would be the only horse I'd argue for.
I'd be fine with that.
All right.
I would be fine with that.
So last leg, I can already tell you want to use. We're doing 6 because that's the logical one, and that might be one, Frank, where if we did something, I'm just throwing this out here. Like currently, if we were going to do a double, like a $20 double, 6 into the 6 is paying 38 times, so we would have like 140 there. The 5 into the 6 is paying 100. And I know your other horse in the next leg is going to be the 8. That's why I mentioned it like that. So the 6 into the 8 is paying 112.
And the 5 into the 8?
Huh?
5-8?
Yeah, 5-8. 5 into the 8 is paying 319. So that could be just a $5 bet, because it's paying so well.
I say we do it for $10. I mean, let's try to freaking hit it good. I mean, it's not an unusual combination. It's very logical, right? If this firster fires, the 8 was your second pick, right? You went 6-8-4.
And then we could do a $25. How about this? A $25 double, Frank. 6 with 6. We get it 5 times, and it's paying $38 currently. So that would be a nice, $200. And then we could come back with a $10 double. 6 with 8. 6 is paying, 6 with 8 is paying 113. We'd have that twice as well, So we're looking at $200 pays, and then we've got the home run one with the 5 with the 8. So that would be 25, like $45, and we've got some action, and we got a little spread in here. And how about because we've drained the money. Why don't we start it in your account? Maybe it'll bring us some luck because we've drained our winnings.
All right, stand by. Okay, let me do this here. Double. So $10 double, 5 with 6-8.
$10 double. No. Yes.
5 with 6-8.
and that's $20.
Yep. Make bet. Hold on. Okay, close. $25 double.
6 with 6.
Yep. Hold on. It's 25. 6 with 6.
And then $10 double, 6 with 8. I guess we're spending $55 on our community ticket.
And then double, $10 double, 6 with 8.
Correct.
Okay, I like that. Now we got to put it up on the screen so LD can see. Let me just make that. Okay, close. All right. Bets are in. Why don't you do some tote examination while I put the community ticket up here? Is the money win money coming in on the 5 now?
No, it's money has just stopped. The money is still coming in on the 6. We're 24,000 to win, 37 to place. Like they're all about the win money. The number 1 is at 18.5 with 4,700. So you know how we talked about the money kind of stopped after early. The money's now coming back in on tape, Frank. This horse may go 6 to 5 or lower. It looks like.
Not surprising. I mean, that 9 to 2 was ridiculous.
I mean, it was ridiculous. And then O'Neill putting Smith on, like we're not the only ones who probably thought the same thing. Yeah, they gave him the nod. This could be a special horse, stakes quality. But then again, the other thing to keep in mind, that also doesn't mean the horse has to win this time. Like they could be mapping something out down the road.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was very interested because I made me almost think that maybe Mike Smith switched jockey agents. Maybe he's with like Tom Canoose now, and I know Tom has has a really good relationship with O'Neill. That's just speculation. I'm going to try to find out because I saw the same thing you saw. Like, what the heck is Mike Smith doing riding an O'Neill horse? Like that hasn't happened in a very long time, right?
And that's the kind of thing that you went, and now the money that we're seeing coming in is everyone else going, hey, what's going on? And someone tells someone and someone tells someone, and then we see the horse go from 9 to 2 morning line to everyone betting the house on it.
Yeah, 8 to 5. Can you just check the ticket, make sure I got it correct there?
5 with 6, 8, correct. $10 double, 6 with 8. Yep, and 6 with 6, 25. Yeah, $55, and it gives us. We're spending $55, and I think the chalky scenario is we get 180, and we have some ammo for Sunday's show.
I'm going to put it back up. I want to post it in the comments section.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys have been watching our show and you missed our last show, what we've usually done in this show is we've kind of done our community bets to complement our bets and cover stuff that we weren't. And we ended up tossing away all the money we made at Frankel on doing that. And we decided, like, why are we doing that? Shouldn't we just be pressing what the board is telling us? And even if we have it on other tickets, this is our community ticket. We're going to press it again. Why not?
Yeah, we're playing this to win for win for our kitty here.
And we actually helped we actually bet with our money. We're not doing the show on Tuesday. You guys can see us hammering away.
So when we say we win, we literally win. We don't say our fourth choice. We picked 4 horses and one of them won. We're actually betting. This is a gambling game.
I had the top 2 choices, and I picked all of them. And my C won. That trifecta paid $9,000. And I'm like, well, if you did the trifecta using your 9 horses, it would have cost $10,000. So, okay.
We're doing something revolutionary here. We're actually providing gambling content to a gambling game. Wow, go figure.
I mean, the tracks need the money. We're actually putting our mouths, and our money. And, I mean, we say it every show. And I was up at Eddie Logan, last week, Frank, and I was talking to some people. I was just telling them how I had pivoted. And I was talking to Nate, and I was like, Nate, just so you know, my handle, I'm betting more than I have, like, in the last 10 years. Not just because we're doing the show, because of the low takeouts. Like, how often do you, more times than not, you're reading about people going, I'm not betting the races anymore. I'm betting less than I was. My handle is better than it has been in years, just because of the
100%.
low takeouts.
Betting more than I've bet in 5 years.
Yep.
Absolutely. Just focusing on these wagers. I mean, this is where all my bankroll is. Yeah, Kieran, the 5 is starting to come in. Thank you for letting us know that. 6-1 now, coming down. Looks like Shapiro, 6-8 to the rack. I'm assuming you're whacking a cold 6-8 double. I like that. We have that as well.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way the money that the 6 was taking early on, very, very significant. Interesting, though, drifted up a little bit. How about that?
Yeah.
Or maybe did Scott mean the 8 in this race, Kristen McAuliffe, because that's a Steve Miotti firster who is 8-1 on the line and is 5-1. That's very interesting.
He's going to tell us
after money.
He's going to tell us after the race is over, Frank.
Right. He's either going to say, yes, of course I meant the 8 in this race when the horse wins and pays $14, $12. That's very funny. I like that. Yeah, the 5 is taking some money. Well, we're at the cutoff. Kieran, let's look at the win pool. Let's do your little win examination.
The 1 ended up catching up quite a bit and has been since the jump. So right now we're at 38,000 on the 6 with 75 to place and 38 for show. The 1 ended up at 33.4, 89. Everyone's kind of hedging. Like, they're not just going, this horse is going to win. The 1 and the 6 are getting hedged a little bit. 8 got a decent amount of money, Frank. 8 actually is the third choice at $20K. And our 5 has got $17K. The 3 got 10, but the 8, I don't think I even looked at that horse.
Well, look at Shapiro here. He's all about the 6-8 exacta right here. They're in the gate. Good luck, everybody. Kieran, I think the 6 is best for both of us. So good luck, everyone. All right, there's some gate issues going on, Kieran. I think Frank
Number
mentioned
4.
right.
Jockey's off the 4, so.
Yeah, Frank mentioned that. No surprise, young fillies, a bunch of first-time starters. This horse, 15-1 on the line.
And it's scratched. Yeah. Now, what's interesting, Frank, is who's going to go off as favorite, because you know what happens more times than not? Whoever goes off as favorite will not win.
That's I know.
Because there's a scratch, because I've been always on the other
side.
Right,
because everybody's going to get it. Right, exactly. So the second choice is going to win. And it's going to be separated by like $100.
Yep.
Look at the win pool.
The 1, I think, is going to go off as the favorite. They're kind of tied, but more money on the place and the show on the 1, Frank.
Interesting. Yeah, because right now the 6 still is the favorite. But it's only 45,873 with the 1, 46,206. So what is that? $400 separating them?
But that 8 took a lot of sneaky money, Frank.
Yes, they did. That's Scott Shapiro's horse.
8 into the 6 is paying 93, and 8 into the 8 is paying 211. Do we have time?
I want to pivot for us. I'm going to do a $5 double 8.
That's what I'm doing. 6-8. Yes.
6-8.
$5. I already got it, Frank. Yeah.
Oh, you got it? All right.
All right.
Great minds think alike, man. We're pivoting. They're giving us the time. Let's do it.
I mean, the pays are so good, and it's like a mild little hedge that gives us, we're kind of still alive. And what'll usually happen is that just makes sure our other horse wins.
Exactly. Yeah, look, David is also, he's the 6-8 here to the 2-6-8. Nice. And Shapiro's got the 2 in the finale.
It's down from 8-1 morning line, Frank. And let me see what Racelands, if Racelands had.
All right, they're back in the gate. Let's go. Oh, they're loading back in. It's a Miyagi first. They're taking money. That's all you need to know.
and the reason I was okay to pivot to that one is I want to be on Pyle when he wins a race. I mean, he already had one, but he's someone I think we're going to see a lot of here in California.
I'd like to know why you think that, but we'll do that after the race. Stand by. They're in the gate. Good luck, everybody. Let's be lucky and right, or right and lucky. Wow, that was very impressive.
Yeah, but I'm gonna change this. I don't have time to change the video, Frank. But I should have it say Shapiro's.
Hey, look, Frank's horse is catching an Uber. This is the funniest thing I've seen all day. Hey!
He owes us $10.
6 and 8. Yeah, what the heck happened with the 6, man? That was no Blaine.
I mean, yeah, we're probably. I mean, I would still not discount that horse. It started to make a good move and then kind of stopped. But I mean,
the 1 was just much the best.
Yeah.
Turning for like halfway around the turn, I was like, if this 1 gets room, the 1's gonna win. Not your day. Hey, we got one more race to go, Scott. Don't give up the fight, man. I think I'm busted out of everything. I think Kieran's alive to a bunch of things.
Scott, you can do a trifecta. We've got the tool on ExpressBet where we can actually figure out what the pays are if you want.
Race 8, the Night Cop on Double Trouble Live, sponsored by the Trifecta Tool on ExpressBet.com.
There we go. I like how you're thinking.
If you're like Frank and you're busted out of all of your multi-race sequences, there's always the Trifecta. Promote it, please. We do every show. We use it every show.
We promoted that at Del Mar. It's a fantastic tool. I mean, no one else has it. People don't realize when you get a little piece of information that most people don't have. I mean, we use it to see if we've got some wise plays or, the win monies. You know what I mean? We look at the pays and we go, oh, this is not worth doing. But sometimes we go, wow, this sequence is paying really well. This favorite is a lot better than we think, just based on what the trifecta is paying.
Yeah, it's also very good to see, horses for underneath who are taking more money than expected, or which combos are being whacked the hardest.
I mean, we've almost
hit, find your pick threes here, Kieran.
We've almost hit some big ones too.
All turf. What do you got? Are you alive? Which one are you alive to here? Are you alive? Who won the first leg?
All turf.
God, it was feels like it was 8 years ago.
I'm alive to the 6 on the all turf, Frank.
Yeah, I just want to refresh my memory. So
I had 3.
The 3 won the first leg.
9 won the second.
Okay, so Kieran is alive to the 6 in the all turf. Oh, we already knew that. It was paying 220 something, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so now let me put up your pick 3.
This is the one that I spread, so I've got good coverage here. I'm alive to 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
The Bears. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that's awesome. And then your double too, right? You got to be alive in the double.
Yeah, this was my good double that I didn't pivot away from. I'm alive for $40 into the 6, and I'm also alive with $10 into 3, 4, 8. So I've got lots of good coverage in here.
3, 4, 6, 8, not the 2.
I did not use the 2, which is I don't know why, but I just did not.
Well, you have the 2 in your pick 3, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, sometimes
you wanted extra coverage in the double. I don't know.
Yeah, when I'm hammering some sequences, I'll throw a long shot in, but I've got it in the pick 3, but I got a different one in the.
Oh yeah, because that's what you did. You said that you didn't use Mongolian Apple in your pick 3 because it would have cost too much, so you came back and used the horse in the double.
Correct.
But I guess you ended up kicking out the 2 because you had the 2 in your pick 3. And you like the other 4, 6, 8 better, I guess. So that's fine.
And it's one of those things like we talk about. I think too many people are still approaching all 3 bets as 3 separate bets. And if you've been watching our show lately, since we started doing the all turf, combine them all. You can get, you don't use a horse on the all turf, you'll fix it on the double. You don't use a horse on the pick 3, you fix it on the double. You've got it in the pick 3 or the all turf. You can pivot a little bit different on, the other bets. And perfect scenario is the narrow where they're all crossing over hits, and you get all 3.
Yeah, you get all 3 exactly. I mean, I didn't because
we are official, so we've got.
You saw that I didn't have a super opinion because I did a caveman ticket, which I very rarely do. You were very targeted, and right now your combos have come in exactly the way you wanted them. To the point where you're alive to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses in the last in some iteration.
So we've got Will pays up, Frank, so we can check it out. So the $5 double is paying $49.50 to the 6.
You have that what? 8 times?
8 times.
Okay, times 8. That's to the 6. Okay.
Next highest is the 4 is paying $115.
How many times do you have that?
Twice.
Times 2. Okay.
The 2, which I do not have, is paying $126. So that's the third choice, but I don't have it on my doubles. The 3 is paying $192 for the double, and I have that twice.
Okay.
The 8 is paying $162, and I have that twice. So not too shabby.
Okay, and now the pick 3s, you have the 2, 4, 6, 8, right? In the pick 3?
Yeah, I'm actually going to lose money. I mean, on the 2 is paying $340.
Okay.
The 4 is paying $222.
Okay.
The 6 is only paying $97. I'll lose money on that bet.
Yeah, but you have the double 8 times and the turf.
Yeah, so it'll cover it all, yes.
So you're looking at 8 times 50 is what, 450?
400.
400 plus 222, 622 plus 97.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the beauty of having the other bets tying into this one versus
Correct.
just having this bet by itself.
If you had just played the late pick 3 with the 6, you'd be losing money.
Correct.
But as it is, you're actually going to end up making a decent amount of money.
And then the 8 is paying $3.56.
Oh wow, that's really good.
The 9 is paying $4.41, and then
you don't have a 9, do you?
No, I was just saying, like, then the money starts getting exponentially higher. Let's see what the pick 4 looks like. The pick 4, Frank, the 6 is dominant favorite, $33. I mean, the 4 is second choice at $44. Then we go to the 2 at $94 and the 9 at $114. And we don't usually look at the pick 5, but Frank, the pick 5, 6 is paying $237. Like, these are some, like we talked about Aloha earlier in the sequence being a free spot on the card. Looking at the gambling here, like the big money guys thought the 6 was a free spot on the card as well. Like, dominant.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to do our trifecta. You know, we should do like a let it ride thing and go, hey, Shap, who do you like in this last race so we can cross it out? We'll have one less horse to use on our trifecta, Frank.
What, the scene where he goes around asking everybody who they like and he just X's them from the program? Classic. Well, here's the one thing, Kieran. You're absolutely right. The 6 is dominant in everything except the pick 4. The pick 4 is very weird because the 6 is paying $33. The 4 is only paying $44. Whereas in all the other pools, it's a major gap.
Now, I'm not surprised because when I, did, like, if you looked at my earlier bets, on the all turf, I was all about, like, my bigger tickets were all about the 6-4. So I'm not surprised. Like, even look at the morning lines. The 6 was 9-5, the 4 was 7-2, and then it all started jumping up. You know what I mean? So, those people who do the pick 4 still, I'm not surprised that it's paying that much. Or
right.
little, you know
50
what I mean?
cents, they can use all the horses.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
anyone
else out there alive, or is Kieran the only one who's up for a big payday here? Hopefully you didn't follow my piggyback me today, and you piggybacked Kieran because he is alive to so many different things. Let me roll through the comments real quick. Here, we care about the player most. I'm confident. I know you do, Scott, because I've talked to you about it privately, and I know exactly where your head is at. So I appreciate that. Pete, hoping for the 8, 1-8 double. Yeah, that would be good for Kieran too. That would be very good. You have the double twice and the late pick 3, which is paying a really good $3.56.
Yeah, I mean, it knocks me out of the all turf, but I mean, at least I'm alive to this last leg on my small ticket. I'll take it. I mean, the 8's paying fantastic across the board. I mean, the double, even just having it twice to the 8, I mean, they're all paying. What I like to see, Frank, when you look at my bets that I threw up there, I have $40 on, the 1 to this and the 6 to that, and and $10 on this.
Yeah.
I like the pays because, I like seeing when long shots and favorites, you load up more in the favorites and it pays $400. You go lighter on the long shot and it pays $400. That's a perfect scenario for me. Like, I'm getting paid almost the same. So I'm looking at it and going, I structured my bets for each one of those correctly today. Some days I've done it horrendous,
Yes, you have, and I've called you out on it. Yes. But today was very good.
I think today, with the way the pays are across the board with the different horses I have, I liked how the $40 on one and $15 on this and $10 on this and what they're paying. I like that. Gives me more coverage, but I'm getting paid pretty good.
This is why we do the tickets the way we do. Like I said, I did a caveman in the all turf, which is really not my style, but I played the late pick 3 based on my opinions. It just so happened that it started off BB. If it comes AB, then I'm alive here. I'm not going to have a BB combination because I didn't think, I liked others more than the one in that previous race. And in the first race, I was worried about Baltus, from the 9 hole with his record. So I had others. So that's fine. I was wrong. You know what? I was wrong. Kieran liked those horses more than me, and that's why he was on. Those horses were on all of his tickets. Let's go to the comments real quick. John Biamonte, don't forget the 4 has never been beaten on turf. 1 for 1. Good call there. Very funny.
With Pratt, it wasn't even downhill. It was the 6.5 flat with Pratt on and went gate to wire. My one issue with that one, Frank, was the horse didn't have I had a bullet work in December. They raced. I get it. This is actually the 3rd race this month, so they're racing this horse quite a bit, and now Kimura's on. So
yeah, that horse figures. I do like the 8 better. Let's go back to that last race. Dan H. Yeah, I thought the 5 ran really well in that race. I needed one. Loomed up, looked like, looked like the horse was going to, and then flattened out. Because we saw Garcia's first-time stats are not the greatest. So look for that horse next time. Absolutely. I would take that horse out of the race. LD, interesting that the 1 and the 5 are not covered in the pick 6. Yeah, let's look at the pick 6 there. Yeah, the 1, Bruto, 30 to 1. That's a tough. I can't really make a case for that horse.
I tried.
I don't like either of them. Nope. If I had to pick one of them, I'd pick Uncle Evco over Bruto. But, yeah. The 6 is paying $2,000 and the 4 is paying $4,200.
The only one I could possibly make an argument for would be the 5 because Kyle's been riding pretty well, and at least the last couple of races, this on dirt. Granted, the horse kind of had a nose for the wire, but here we are, turf.
All right. Well, this is good to know. L. Goldman is also alive to a bunch of horses here. 2, 3, 6, 8. I am happy to hear that. If L. Goldman wins, Kieran, you win too. He's got all the same horses as you. I like it. Let's see. Greg Shelton alive to the 3, 4, 6, 8 in the Daily Double. If he wins, you win. Alive to the 6, 8 in the pick 3. Nice. All right. Very, very, very cool that we have members of the DTL crew on the same horses as Kieran. L. Goldman left the 4 out due to possibilities over race this month. Yeah, Kieran has mentioned that the horse has been running. Yeah.
I still used it because Kimura was on it. And then my notes to myself, when I did the race, like what I wrote here was no workouts since December, but we've kind of talked about it as well in the show, Frank. Well, why work out when you can race? And and it's not like they're tossing the horse to the wolves. The horse is still protected in here. What's the condition claim here? Allowance, 4-year-olds not started for a claiming price, non-winners, blah, 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 blah. So, maybe they looked at the condition book and said, let's milk it now because we're not going to have a race we can race in for a while. That's a lot. That's something we don't know unless we really jump into the condition books. And I will tell you, I haven't sat with Billy when I've been asking him what the plan is for some of the horses. And then they pull out the condition book. I'm just like, all right, you're just going to tell me because I'm going to get dizzy reading all these conditions. It's almost like non-winners of this and who haven't raced since last week. And it gets crazy. But these guys,
a lot of times when you see a horse show up in a weird spot, it's not because the trainer's lost his mind. It's because there's no other spot for the horse, and the horse is ready to run. So you got to run them somewhere. So maybe you use that race as a public workout, a conditioning race, whatever the case may be. You can only run your horse in the races they write. You know what I mean? So
and the other thing you got to keep in mind as well is the rain might have impacted this horse's workout ability as well. They don't say your horse works out every Saturday and rain comes and there's no training on Saturday. You don't see it too often where they'll switch it to Sunday or Monday. Not too often. They're just going to skip a work, and that screws everything up for them.
You saw that with Gold Phoenix last year, right? Remember, Gold Phoenix was being targeted.
Rain messed us up so bad. I mean, the schedule, it just rolled in at the wrong time. Like it was rolling in on Thursday, and then they weren't doing this, and you couldn't do it on Sunday. And it was like, because I've had other horses where they've changed the dates by a couple of days, and it's just totally thrown the horse off. So more information to consider.
I know. I mean, it sounds like not a big deal missing one work, but in reality, yes, it's a huge deal. It's an absolute huge deal because the trainer has a plan. And the plan is to get X amount number of works in before a certain race. So if you miss one, that's a big deal.
We've got 8 minutes. We got to do the trifecta tool now.
All right. Sponsored by ExpressBet. Double Trouble Trifecta Hour.
Yes.
All right. Let me get it up here, man. Hold on. So real quick for people who don't know what we're doing, ExpressBet has a very, very cool tool. It's a trifecta probable tool. You know how we talk about looking at double probables and exacta probables? Well, those are very easy to see because it's just 2 combinations. A lot trickier with 3 combinations, but ExpressBet has such a simple tool that if you give me a combination, I can tell you right now what the probable trifecta pay is. So give me something.
Tell me how to navigate there, and I will screenshot it while I navigate there. How do we get there?
All right. Go to the odds board and click on probables trifecta.
All right. So I'm gonna share my screen and then follow as you tell me.
Yeah, I'll walk you through it if you can't.
All right. So let me go over there so you can see it. All right. I'm gonna scroll down here. So this one, odds board here, probables.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get rid of the like and subscribe here. Hold on.
I see it right here.
By the way, like and subscribe, people.
So
yeah, just go to trifecta.
Right. Usually we only have these first 2 things: win, play, show, and exacta. Here's the trifecta, right? All right.
Nope. There you go.
All right. Okay.
So you see that little drop-down menu? Select runner to finish first.
Correct. So I want 6 to finish first. So 6 with, and this is going to be the horse in second, and this is the horse in third, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to do 6 with 8 with 4, 105. I did that correct, right?
That's 3. No, 4 is 71.
Oh, wait. So 6 with
8.
Second with 8.
With 4.
Oh, there we go. 71. Correct. All right.
But hold on. That's for $2.
Okay. And then you got to half it. So 36
right.
bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So the lowest combination with the 6 right now looks like it is that 8, correct, Frank? Just looking like that to see who.
Yeah, it's the one with the box around it.
So
that's paying 65. So that's 32 bucks.
And the 4's paying 81. The reason I bring that up is why we talk about on the show too is we say like this kind of gives us an idea of which, and this was kind of our long shot, and the long shot's paying a little bit more at least on this money coming in on this race, right?
Hold on, your screen disappeared.
Oh, I closed it down.
Let me go. What were you saying about who was on long shot?
Saying the 6 with the 8, 4 was paying 71. The 6 with the 4, 8, I think was paying something different. So
that's the favorite combo, 65.
The favorite combo was paying less than like the 6 with the 4 with 8 is 65. I was just saying it's paying. I guess it's not much of a difference. I will say the morning line, the 8 is really, really live across the board. Would you agree on that, Frank? Like that 10-1 morning line, the way the money's coming in, the 8 is the sneaky one in here.
Yeah. I thought that 10-1 line was a little high. I thought that horse should have been second choice, to be perfectly honest with you. And right now, co-second choice with the 4.
Tiago, the long shot guy. If there's someone who's going to bring on this race, Frank, 20 races, 30% of the winners have been 5-1 plus, and the favorite wins the usual, like 35%.
Yeah, this is a tricky condition because it's a starter 16, so you have to assess the class levels of the races the horses have been running in. And to me, you know, a Calbred 20K optional entry-level allowance is tougher condition than this race. And Druidic just ran really well in that Calbred. If you go back to this horse's last win, well, look at that. 1 mile at Del Mar, in a 16,000 starter allowance.
Yep.
What's this condition? 16,000 starter allowance. And then ran second to Trusty Rusty at the same level, going 8.5 furlongs. So cutting back, I mean, this horse is, I really thought this horse would be second choice and deserved to be second choice. I thought it was a 2-horse race. I really did. I mean, the Field of Magic wins, fine. If So I'm Told wins, fine. But I was all about the 6 and the 8, and I really wanted to be alive to both of those horses, and I failed to do so. So,
I mean, I'm alive on doubles and stuff, but at least on the
you're alive to everything, man. You and your back.
The pick, you know, I didn't use the 2, but I got coverage with the 3, throwing it in, you know, my double. So that pays. But if the 2 upsets the apple cart, I've got it on the pick 3 for $3, and it's paying $3.40. So all my targeted pays, if I get one of these 4 horses home, is decent. I mean, but I think
Kieran, you did it perfectly. You maximized with the 6 multiple times. You have the 8, which is paying really well, and then you still have coverage with the 2, 3, and 4, either in the pick 3 or in the double. I mean, this is like shockingly good wagering from you today.
Pigs are flying somewhere. Let me see. Do I have a?
Did you take an advanced level course on ticket structure?
Yeah.
No, we always say I'm joking around. I mean, Kieran, he's always been really good, but we do say every show, even we learn stuff, right? And we talked about that on Sunday. The day you walk into the racetrack thinking you know everything is the day you should quit the game, because you will get destroyed. Because the game is constantly changing.
I bet you today, Frank, I'm going to say there's at least 10 people of the 400 watchers. I'm probably underestimating it. That went, there's a trifecta tool.
Oh, I know.
Probably some old hardcore gamblers going, you could see that somewhere? Really? You know?
This guy right here, Jeff, he goes, what happened to your sponsor, the Taylor? He actually signed up. He signed up for ExpressBet because of the trifecta tool that we use on the show. And I told him to reach out to Tyler and to get us a referral fee. But he didn't do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we have to use the tools that are at our disposal, right? If there are people that we're playing against who have access to the information and you don't, there you go.
Oh, JD Custom, thank you for reminding me. It's just like, we're horrible. I mean, no one's going to hire us, Frank. We're horrible. We don't even, our only sponsor, we don't even mention them on the show.
You
know what it is? Because this is the time of the year where I don't really wear my suits. Like in 2 weeks' time for that big race day at Santa Anita, when Go Phoenix wins the San Luis Stakes, I'll be decked out in my custom-made JD Custom suit. So
this is an LD. Texas Terry's job is to get referral fees. Oh, you know, as executive producer, she does more than enough, Larry. Believe me, she is working hard behind the scenes, doing everything she can for us. But yeah, Jeff, true story about the ExpressBet trifecta tool. He wants a reminder kickback. LOL. Well, let's call it even. We didn't get an ExpressBet referral fee. You don't get a JD Clothier referral fee, but we also joked about getting booze sponsors. You know, that would be a good fit.
I mean, we gamble it. I mean, drink. I mean, we talked about the premise of the show. Yeah, let's just get drunk, pick horses, and talk smack to each other like we do at the track all the time.
Yeah, and Chris Barr's like, that's not a show. That's not a show. So then Kieran's like, hey, let's get drunk, talk smack, and bet the late double. Oh, okay, that's a show.
Especially when we were coming up for names, and we were like, Double Trouble. We're going to focus on
they're in
double.
the gate here. They're in the
Like,
gate.
Our name is Double Trouble Live, but right off the jump, when we started doing Double Trouble, we were like, wow, we got to tie the pick 3 into this. And now the low takeout all turf. And that's why we keep saying, you know, you handicap all these bets together, you will see your ROI go up. You can spread more. I mean, granted, my tickets cost $300, but I've got so much coverage all over the place just in those bets versus doing a $200, you know, pick 3 that if it hits, I'm going to lose money on.
All right, they're in the gate, Kieran. So let's root. Good luck to everyone who's alive. Good luck to Kieran. He's got a bunch of coverage here. Let's get it home. One time for the DTL crew. Let's go.
Horrible ride. Unbelievable. That's twice 2 certain horses with, what are they thinking? Do they not know how the course plays, Frank?
The rails are out 30 feet. You cannot
Why
be a
are you
million
800
miles
miles
back.
back? That's twice today. Different jockeys. Do these guys not know what they're doing? Unbelievable. Wow.
I
That's a
expected there to be more speed too. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, wow, Steve Knapp stretching the horse out, blinkers on.
Yeah, that was a jockey lost that race, not that the other. You know what I mean? That was a horrendous ride by JJ.
Oh man, that's been. I mean, we did okay on Sunday, but if you remember when we started a little streak, we were alive.
Yeah.
Going into the last race multiple days in a row and couldn't close it out.
Because these guys 8 miles back, like common sense, when the rails are out, you can't be that far back. And then look at the horse just flew late. Ay. Another heartbreaker, Frank. And it's not like we handicap poorly. There's nothing to take away with it. We got the jockey cost us again there.
No, I don't think anybody even mentioned that horse.
No, someone did, I think. We were looking at it was getting okay money across the board. But
I had the 9 as a B, but the very last of my Bs. My Bs in that race, my As were the 6 and the 8, and I really didn't want to go beyond that. And then my Bs were 4, 2, 9. But I like 9 fifth best in the race, so I didn't have the 9 on any ticket. Not that I was alive, but I mean, even if I was alive, I wouldn't have the 9 on a ticket.
Hess
so
has
that's a tough one right there, man.
Hess has got to be really mad about that result. That was just like on the first leg, Frank, when not the first, race 4, where Harrod,
Biggie.
Biggie, 8 miles back. I mean, do these guys not pay attention to how the course plays? Like, come on. And I mean, it's one of those things. Yeah, we're not jockeys. They know how it plays. I mean, that was just you can't be that far back with the rails out.
Well, sometimes you get overconfident if you're on the favorite, right? I mean, here, thought the 2. Yeah, no. I mean, the 9 had something left. You're going to have to start golfing with Ayuso so you can call him AA.
No.
He did a great job. He took it. I mean, that's how you win. That's how you can win those races. You go and no one else does. Look at that, 11-1.
All that great handicapping today. I'm annoyed, Frank. You know what I mean?
You should be.
I should have gotten paid on every single bet, and that's annoying.
You were alive to 5 horses in a 9-horse field.
But I mean, I was alive on the pick 3. I should have won all those bets. Like the $40 double, the pick 3, the all turf, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeesh. Oh well.
So look, you had the 6. You had the 6, the 2, and the 8. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And
I had the 3 on the double as well. I mean, but the 6.
No, but the 3. I'm talking about 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Oh yeah, and the 6 was dominant in that. I mean, that was. It's not like the 6 did not fire. The 6 was rode poorly. But you know what that means, Frank? Tomorrow, you better bet JJ. He's going to come back with a vengeance. Although I didn't look. Are the rails coming in this weekend? Or are they going to still?
The rails are at 0 feet tomorrow. Tomorrow's sequence is actually very, very good. Let me look. I just want to see. What do these pay? I mean, they had to be really good, right?
The 9, remember, we actually did talk about the 9 when I was looking at the will pays, Frank. That was up there with the pays. It was 705 on the all turf. But as we were saying, as we start progressing through, the meet now, we're going to start seeing higher and higher pays on the all turf, I think. I should have got paid on that one, but it is what it is.
Double paid $195. Late pick 3 paid $441. Consolation paid $108. And then what did you say the all turf paid? $777 or something?
$705.
So 96281 was the order of finish. Let me put that up. 9 for our Spanish speaking folks out there. 6-2-8-1.
Yeah, that was like $800. That 6 would have paid me across all those bets, Frank.
9, 6, yeah.
All right, well, let's do our showing everyone that you still make money on the win parlays.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, Kieran and I, we hold ourselves accountable, and we put our money where our mouths are, but we also practice what we preach, and we always say that these are the best bets in racing. So we like to do an accountability check and compare the payouts to the win parlay, the equivalent win parlay. So in other words, if you started in race 6 and bet $3 to win on the horse who won, and then took all that money and bet it on the winner of the next race, and then took all that money and bet it in the winner of the last, what would you have won compared to what the pick 3 paid? So give me 1 second, Kieran. I'll go to our usual source. All right, what do you want to do first?
Let's do the pick 3.
$3 win parlay. That paid. Okay, hit me.
760.
Yep.
Over 660.
Yep.
Over 2440.
458.96.
We actually have 2 pick 3s because of the scratch.
Oh, the consolation. So you got to add them together, I guess.
It paid $441.30, but there's a $109 consolation.
Yeah, so that's.
That scratch at the gate diluted it.
But if you add them together,
$549.
Yeah. So if there wasn't a scratch, that's what you would have gotten.
All right, the double, 660 over 2440.
Let's see. Say it again, 660 and
2440.
2440. 201.30.
201.30?
Yeah.
195.50.
Wow.
First
That's
time.
the first time in history.
Wow. I don't think we've ever seen that, ever.
One. You know why? That horse was 4-1 on the morning line. So based on the morning line, it's an overlay, but based on the actual win parlay, it's not. That's very interesting.
Correct.
And then the all turf.
All right, all turf. $10.
Hold on. But also remember there was that scratch to start this. Like there was a whole mess today. A $3.
It should not have won anyway. 6 should have won.
Yeah. That was that paid. Okay, all turf. Go ahead.
$10 over 760.
Okay.
2440.
$6.95.
705.
Yeah.
But like you said, morning line on that 9. $4.
Correct. Very interesting that the parlay paid close to the morning line as opposed to the win. We haven't really seen that, actually.
We shouldn't have
haven't
seen
that.
We should not have seen it. That 6 should have won that rate. That was just, oh well.
One last thing before I let you go. The pools.
Oh, all right.
I'll give you over-unders like I always do.
All right.
Okay, double pool. Over, under 160.
Over.
158.
Really? All right.
Yeah, that's good on a Friday.
I thought we might have got more with the weather. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to compare to last year anyway. $3 pick 3 pool. Over, under 194.
I'm going to say over again.
Exactly 194.
Really? Okay.
That's good too.
Well, so what did you say for this year it was? Hang on. For the double. Oh, wait. We didn't have that last year? Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I'm looking at this year's. That's why. Got to change it to 2025. I was looking at last year's, but the wrong year. All right. Hang on. 2025.
Yeah, the equivalent Friday, whatever that.
Yep. The 31st last year. 9 races last year.
Only 8 this year.
All right. So the double was how much this year, Frank?
158.
133 last year.
Pick 3 was 194.
179 last year. So another DTL Crew bought another, what, 40?
Exactly.
50?
All of our viewers bet $100, and that's the extra handle right there. Simple math. How about let's try the pick 4, 314.
316.
No growth. Pick 5, 277.
406.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Wow, the pick 5 lower than the pick 4 today.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
I'm looking to see what the pool was for the all turf. Do you know what it was?
I can go to the screen. Give me a second.
Oh, I found it. 52.5.
That sounds pretty good to me for a Friday.
It was 66 last year.
66. Hey, wow. So tough to figure out, like, what's going, you know what I mean? Like, comparable, but I don't know.
The double and the pick, I mean, the double got some good money today.
Yeah, the double and the pick 3, both up. Thank you, DTL Crew. We'll be back on Sunday. We won't be doing an all-turf because the sequence of races are not conducive to the format of this show because it starts in race 1. But we will be live for the late pick 3 and the late double as usual because it is the get out, get up, get paid portion of the weekend. Kieran, we both go home in trouble today, but I feel like you played really well and just got a little unlucky.
Should have got paid some good money today. I'm trying to think of that movie, the poker movie where he goes, "Pay that man his money." I did not get paid my money today. I should have. Check out. We're gonna have actually when we end this stream, Frank and I are gonna go over the Holy Bull and post that later this evening. So we're gonna do a video on the Derby Trail tomorrow, starting tomorrow at Gulfstream.
There's trouble on the Derby Trail, and we're coming at you. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Can't thank the DTL crew enough. We put our money where our mouths are. Love the handle growth in the late double and the late pick 3. We keep firing away in the all-turf. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
Thanks
Good
for
night.
watching.
Heads up, big fella. Got it. Watch this. Yeah! That's how we do it!